Jazz hands?
Spooky.
Well, this is actually spirit fingers. This is jazz hands.
Why am I spirit fingering?
I
Why am I fingering a spirit?
We were just saying hi to the people.
I was just spirit
hello,
fingering, I don't
party
know.
people.
Yeah.
There it is. There's a live stream.
Oh, hey. Are you going to tweet it?
Probably. All right. I'll retweet it if you do.
Will you? Oh, look at BJ just sitting there empty.
He is. He's empty.
I see air.
Well, I mean, I figured we could at least have the screen back
Yeah.
there. I mean, you could push his microphone down so it's not just so, like, missing man formation.
Oh, that looked weird on screen.
Yeah. All right.
It's so weird.
Copy that link.
Hey.
It's like so
Hello, Robert. And he says we have sound. That's good to hear.
It's good to have sound.
Let's shut off top chat, do live chat.
Live
Okay.
chat.
Live chat.
Live chat.
Live chat.
I like her.
She's good.
Eh.
Overrated?
Eh.
Meh.
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 You sound like my dog.
Meh.
Someone up front.
We might get a little second or so of double feedback.
Double.
Oh, no, that's right. It doesn't autoplay when...
Oh, we got to talk about how he enters the room.
Yeah. It's got to go. Stop. Come on, YouTube, load it so I can stop it. I'm sorry I'm old, okay?
Uh-huh.
God damn it. Fucking get off my lawn. Son of a bitch.
Tweet.
I feel like getting old is going to be like the end of COVID. Like, it's just going to happen one day and no one's going to tell you.
What, that you're old?
Well, it's just like you're going to wake up one day and be like, fuck, when did that happen? I got old. Like, all the way old. Like,
All the way old.
well, I'm not, like, I'm jokingly old now. I always say, like, I'm old, but, like, let's be honest. It's jokingly old.
I still feel like high school was like a week ago.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't feel like it, but in my brain,
Oh,
it's
I
just like
don't.
I'm not that far removed from
I feel
high
like
school.
that was fucking, yeah. I mean, that feels like every goddamn day it was ago.
Well, I'm a solid 12 years older than everyone in my department.
Oh, I was going to say, no, that's like,
No.
unless you're lying.
No,
to us.
but-
What's this?
Well,
This
well,
is a
not
revelation.
my boss is younger than me. I know that,
It's not
which is
acceptable.
always weird.
Yeah, it's not cool.
But like all the employees I work with, the other managers are like 5 years younger than me, but then like the employees are like 12 years younger, and it's all like, like, hey, remember Pete and Pete? And I'm like, nope, I have nothing to contribute to anything you kids are talking about right now.
anything
And I'm
with
like,
your
wait, you people are in your
weird head
30s.
cartoon
Never
things.
mind. Yeah, but like just you realize frames of reference, like like I'm like I couldn't be like, man, G.I. Joe, that was the best, because of like, shut up, old man, leave us alone.
Right.
But like it's whatever was popular when kids were like 5 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot relate in any way to that if you're not that age.
Nope.
Like it just literally like, and that for me, it's weird, but that's like where people's childhood center is, like how I age them in a way, because it's like, no, you're stuck with this group and this group has these references and nothing else. One of them's like, yeah, I watched Pulp Fiction for the first time the other day. I'm like, I want to die forever right now.
Yeah, I went to see that when I was a sophomore in high school.
Yeah. What, you did?
I'm pretty sure.
No, that was my freshman year in college that came out.
Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
No.
I saw that my freshman
It was
year in
like
college.
93 or 94.
That was 94.
Okay.
But actually, I didn't see it till early 95 because it wasn't really out here, from what I
so
recall.
maybe
No,
I
it
was
was
a
out there.
junior. Okay, so
Well,
I
I
was,
didn't
I was
see
off
it.
by a year. But yeah, I would have been in
Yeah.
high school, yeah.
But anyway, like, and I'm just like,
Probably not old enough to actually go.
but it's just like, like our age, you just take it for granted that everyone's seen Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
You would think, yeah.
Yeah, you're just like, oh yeah. And it's like, oh yeah, I saw that for the first time.
Yeah, my
Language is a bit much. And it's like, yeah, it kind of did date itself with that, didn't it? But
I remember when I was working in TV, we had like a 17-year-old intern working there, and it was the night that episode 1 was opening.
oh god.
And he was like, so what are these Star Wars movies about? And I was just like, oh my dear God. like you have literally zero, not like you have no idea. No,
Why would he?
Yeah.
Like honestly, like the late 80s, early 90s were just like you couldn't really watch them anywhere.
couldn't really, and also there was just no cultural.
It didn't have the footprint.
There just was.
It was
not,
like people like me who were like, books and video games. Holy shit, man! This is good stuff.
Because they did all that spin-off stuff like right away. Like they did those Ewok movies and the Droids cartoons.
Oh yeah,
and stuff like
just
that.
killed it
And it was just like
because it was all trash.
yeah, it was like mid '80s and then it stopped.
Well, it was weird because you could only see like Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi when like NBC would run them on a Sunday night. They would never run the original Star Wars.
No.
For whatever reason, I don't know if it had a different licensing deal or
Fox, 100% Fox. The other ones they actually licensed out to be shown other places. So
Yeah.
they did syndication stuff with the second ones.
Yeah.
That's exactly why. I mean, I'm just saying like.
no, I
Fox-
figured
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what it
yeah.
had to have been, but it was just like, it
But a lot of things were like that. Like Halloween 2 was on TV all the time. I didn't see the original Halloween until years later.
That's what I'm saying. It happened with sequels a lot because like especially with low budget or things they weren't super sure on.
Mhm.
You know, they were like, why would we pay for it or put that in a contract or literally waste any time on it? So
yeah. But I guess it's just still weird to think like the first time I saw Jaws was just like a Sunday afternoon when I was sick.
Yeah.
And it was, or no, it would have been a Saturday afternoon, but it was like, not football season, not anything. I was just like, had mono or something. And I was just like laying on the couch and it's like, whatever comes on Fox 35 this day, and it was like, those 2-hour blocks and the movie probably had a bunch of stuff chopped out to make it fit 90 minute, a 90-minute movie with 30 minutes of commercials.
my most ashamed thing is that the first Jaws I ever saw, it's not like I watched the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
The first Jaws anything I ever saw was the floating arm in Jaws 3D. like I saw that on TV. Like I was like walking through a room and I saw that scene, not in 3D, of course.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
Now it looks extra good
Yeah.
on TV in 2D.
right. And I'm just saying, like, I was like, what is this? And it was like someone just said Jaws, and I was
Well,
like, oh, that sounds cool. And like,
I'm pretty sure Jen has never actually seen Jaws. She's like, oh, I saw the one with the banana boat in it. And I'm pretty sure that's Jaws 4. Oh, it's Jaws 2? Yeah, she has not seen Jaws 1 ever. Because she's always like, oh, she's like, Jaws, oh yeah, that's the one with the banana boat and the shark eats them. And I'm like, and that's why I never want to be on one of those things ever.
My wife hadn't seen Jaws.
Yeah.
Until like it had been like 5 years we were married, and it was like, hey, every 4th of July we used to watch Jaws when I was a kid. And she was like, never saw it. And I was like, oh my God, sit
Yeah.
down. We were watching Jaws.
I
And then
know.
we're watching Jaws 2 because that's what you do.
I haven't. Like, is Jaws 2 good? Like, I mean, I haven't.
It's
watched,
fine.
Okay, I haven't like watched. I mean, I don't
Is,
even
is
remember
it
Jaws 2.
is it a just a same thing, bring them all back again sequel?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of like it's the Die Hard 2 of the Jaws franchise of just
Yeah.
like, how did this happen
Did
again?
we watch that for extra? I know we did
No,
3
3
and
and
4.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys did.
Well, we did
I wasn't
4.
here for 3. We
Yeah.
did 4 for the main show. I know that
Yeah.
because I remember
Oh, we did
that was
3.
the first time I'd ever seen it.
Yeah, I think we did 3 too because that was the 3D.
You
TV
guys
thing.
did 3. I just wasn't here for it.
That was during Mackey's long sabbatical.
Well, I think that was just like when we had, we got the 3D TV technology, and it was like, what can we find?
Oh
Yeah.
God, did we watch that? I remember we watched Step Up 3D
Hell yeah.
in 3D, which was
Which
fucking awesome.
Pisses me off that the last one never even released
Came
in
out.
3D. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Not that we can watch it now, but
Still.
still,
I still have a
We-
3D TV.
we still need to watch that.
It's in storage.
We still need to watch that.
We watched the last one.
We did.
Yeah. All in?
We did.
Yeah.
yeah,
Must not
You
have
guys
been very
did.
good.
It
we,
wasn't.
we watched Revolution for the main show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Because I
3
remember watching that because that was the
3
Flash Mob one because that was
4.
popular when that came out.
3 and 4 were good.
Because we were talking about
3 was
watching
awesome.
that
3's
YouTube
pretty
show.
awesome. 2's actually really good. I'm sorry, but I like 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all pretty good.
Yeah, we did
5's
Step
just-
Up All In a while ago.
One's good because it's like almost a real movie, and Channing Tatum's just
Yeah.
charming as fuck.
Yeah.
So, it makes up for everything else. So
Right. So,
I love that I say that. Like, I'm pretty sure you can go back in the archives, and I was just like, "Who's this fucking Channing Tatum asshole?" Pretty sure. Like, I saw the GI because I think like my first exposure to him was the fucking GI Joe movie, which is
Not a good place to be exposed to.
he's not doing much.
he's
I'm
in.
trying to think if the first thing I ever actually noticed him in was Magic Mike.
Oh, no, I definitely saw him before that. Yeah.
Because I feel like that's the first movie I saw that was like, yeah, who is this dude?
I mean, like, I was aware of him, but honestly, yeah, I don't think I actually saw a film he was in until that.
To Magic Mike.
Yeah.
Wait, he was in This Is the End. like he shows up briefly. So I had to have seen him in something before that because I remember.
Right. Because you were like, oh,
Well,
hey, that's a get.
That would have been like post 21 Jump Street. That's why you knew all those people. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, was that? I'm looking here.
That was 2010.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to look at like.
Yeah,
I never saw.
I'm pretty sure that's how he got in the mix of all those.
I never saw Coach Carter.
We did, didn't we?
No.
No, that's the
Yes.
That's the Samuel L. Jackson one.
yeah.
We
Yeah, he
watched
was in the
Gridiron
Two
Gang.
Step Ups.
That's the one I'm thinking.
I never saw G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. Or Dear John, The Dilemma. No. Like all these movies. Haywire. Haywire had to have been the first thing I saw him
I've
in.
seen too many.
Yeah.
The Dilemma is one of the worst movies.
Oh man, this is the end was after Magic Mike. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty
He
sure
was
that was
famous.
like after
Yep.
Jump Street.
And that
At
was
least the
after
first
21 Jump Street, yes. And isn't he's in G.I. Joe Retaliation for like 2 minutes?
one. He's in it a little bit more in the.
Well, yeah, because they took
real
time.
Yeah.
Because they took a year off to 3D it, and they were like, hey, film some more Channing Tatum while you're at it. People like him. Now kill him. Now it's The Rock.
Yeah.
They really only filmed that like one scene with them playing video games together.
Mm-hmm.
That had Bruce
Man,
Willis
it's been
in it.
8 years since 22 Jump Street. That's crazy.
Well, they made all those sequels, so we've been good for a while.
God, remember Hail Caesar?
Ugh.
No.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't. And not anymore, I don't.
I just remember not liking it.
Yeah.
I remember Dolph is in it.
I mean,
There's a lot of people in. I think it was like one of those cases where the Coens were like, "Hey, we want you in the movie." And like, "Okay, cool. It's Coen Brothers. Let's do it."
yeah, sight unseen.
Yeah.
I'm just realizing like how many Channing Tatum movies I've seen. It like it's actually kind of worrying me because I've even seen like Jupiter Ascending. So
I've seen that.
okay, was that a Wachowski thing?
Yes.
Was that the last time there was the pair? Was that the last pair siblings? Whatever.
I can tell you in a minute.
Yeah, I think so.
We're going
Because they did Speed Racer.
I don't know if that
This
was
is 2015.
That might have been a singular.
It was both of them.
Okay,
Yep.
that
I'm
might have been
pretty
one-
sure that
maybe
was the last one.
how
It was
they
both of them.
descended.
That movie is very polarizing. Like that, there are some people who absolutely love that thing,
Really?
and
What's wrong with them?
it takes all kinds, man.
Oh, okay.
People love those Matrix sequels.
I mean, I like some of them. Yeah. I don't have much. I don't have much to give praise for the latest one, but you know,
Yeah.
like, 2 and 3 have their
Fine.
moments.
The latest one was fine.
What, the new Matrix?
Fine. Yes,
Mm,
it's fine.
Mm.
Totally fine.
it was fine. Would be non-existing. Like fine is just not existing. Like that's also fine.
Whatever.
I just mean like fine. Like there's no reason to make fine.
No, there's not. You should do better, but
Yeah.
you know, fine is in short supply these days.
Well, I mean,
Good is a fucking rarity.
Fine is fine for something that's like not already connected to something that people like. You know, just I mean, like adapt it into some bullshit that doesn't have anything to do with anything else, and then it's just it
My issue
can go be,
is
you know,
like
mediocre, wherever.
my issue with that whole thing is they do really good at subtlety in some scenes, and then eventually they're just like, "Hey, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I hope you get it. Oh, do you not understand? Let's make that even more clear." And then it's like, okay,
Yes, the Cloud Atlas.
God damn it.
Philosophy. You know,
yeah,
philosophy 001. It's not even 101. It's like I saw the cover of philosophy book once. You know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because there is some stuff like with Neil Patrick Harris that really, really works, and then like by the end of the scene, they just don't end the scene. And they let him keep going, and then suddenly it's like, oh, now you're just stating what you were implying before. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the Wachowskis.
Right.
sure. Well, one of them.
One of them. Anyway. Most of what we were talking about was both. Cloud Atlas.
Yeah.
That was both of them. That sucked real hard.
I'm
that almost
realizing-
made me not like Tom Hanks, and that's hard to do.
I'm realizing Speed Racer and is the only, well, aside from Bound, but Bound doesn't really count. But Speed Racer is like the only non-Matrix thing I've ever seen of theirs.
Okay.
And I like a lot of Speed Racer, but I don't like 2.5 hours worth of Speed Racer.
Bound's really good. What else was there?
Yeah, Bound's awesome.
Why am I blanking on like everything? I think I just basically named everything else. They were Cloud Atlas and Jupiter Ascending and
Speed Racer.
Speed Racer, yeah.
From 3 matrices.
3 matrices.
And half of a 4th matrix.
3.5 matrices.
Mhm.
Matrices.
Matrices.
Yeah, and I'll still defend Matrix 2. Second half of that movie's fucking awesome.
I'll still defend
Because it's one big chase scene.
3 because of the fucking finale scene. Like that end sequence is fucking rad. I mean, not much else, but like, you know, goddamn mech guy just shooting shit is. I'm in for that. And making good gun face.
He does do that.
All right. So should we do a podcast?
Yes.
Oh, sure.
Podcast.
I'll do it.
I'm game.
Great.
I'll do a podcast.
We're all in.
I'm cool with it. Step up, all in.
Yes. I think that one was like 2 hours. That's why we had to do it on extra. It was stupid long.
Which
Because
one?
they were all in.
Oh, step up, all in.
They were all in. Chuck, all.
I know.
Todos.
No.
Intrados.
Except Channing Tatum. He was not in.
If we can get going as early as we got going this week,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I
2 hour
threw that
things.
rule out the window.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just so happened that this was a 90-minute movie.
It's fine.
But prepare yourself for 2 weeks from now.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what is that? Oh, Moonfall? Oh, was I not supposed to say that? Sorry.
It's all right.
I thought we were supposed to be relevant, which means not keeping secrets. We're going to watch Moonfall in a couple weeks. That's a big movie.
It
Everyone's
is.
seen it. Some people hate it.
But
Some
wait.
people like it.
No one has seen it.
What's next week?
I'm not saying it. We're on the air.
Why not? All right, fine. I don't care.
No, well,
It's fine. If it's a
text
secret.
me.
If it's a secret.
I posted it in the Patreon.
Oh,
Or-
is
or
that
in the
why? Is
Discord.
All right, fine. I forgot we had the Patreon level. We were doing Moonfall. That's the only one I'm spoiling.
People pay us $3 for that information.
Well, I just gave it away for free.
and for a podcast that we haven't done in a while.
Yeah,
It's not dead. I promise.
it's not. All right, let's do this.
All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode
Yeah.
536.
Yeah,
Like 536 chambers.
yeah.
What?
We didn't watch that.
I know, but we did watch a Shaw Brothers movie.
We did.
Yeah.
But first, I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm Chuck.
And what we do each and every episode of the BMFcast is we go and watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Come in here and talk about it. Then they get ratings. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Hey,
Robot
Robot
Jocks.
Jocks.
Hey,
pretty
that's
good.
a good movie.
Hey.
It is a good movie.
But you know what?
What?
Settle down now. There are bad movies, and stay away. They get
Oh,
a negative
no.
sliding scale. 1 to 5 bags and giant bags of trash.
Oh no,
In which they belong.
bin 'em.
Boo.
Yeah, chuck them in a fucking bin.
Yeah,
Whoa.
in a fucking bin.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have gone from Soul Brothers to Shaw Brothers as we
Yeah.
exit out of Blaxploitation History Month and then back into the world of Shaw.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since we had Shaw on Prime.
Sorry, I didn't mean to play footsie with you there.
It's all right.
It's okay. We're having a little moment over here.
It's fine.
'Kay.
It's fine. You guys do a lot of podcasts together.
Well, that's
It's
true. you know.
understandable.
Yeah.
I mean, we've only really watched Inframan and Mighty Peking.
Mighty
Peking Man.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
the
But-
one who is peeking in the cave.
But not. There hasn't been a proper like martial arts prime
Shaw.
Shaw Brothers movie.
Okay.
Well, Shaw, at least. It's been a long time since we watched like just a cheapy
Yeah.
kung fu flick.
Yeah. But this came out on Blu-ray last week. This is one of
Oh,
the
I should probably say the name of the title. I never actually did that. It's,
Oh no!
It's the 8-diagram pole fighter.
right. It's
That-
an awful
that-
title.
That just floats off the tongue.
It's-
like,
we still don't know what an 8-diagram pole is.
I mean, on one hand, it's a good title because it's different from just the word salad of every other Shaw Brothers movie,
Mhm.
which is just Shaolin and monks and mantis and kung fu. So
well, I mean, you got all the different styles, so then you just take
yeah,
that style and mix it with from Wu-Tang or from Shaolin.
right,
You know, that's how
kind
you-
of,
yeah.
but yeah. So this is a standalone Blu-ray release from Arrow Video because it is more esteemed than a lot of the other Shaw Brothers movies. Not that any of them are bad, but they didn't want to put it in a box set. They were like, this deserves its own like standalone release. Put that out there. It's a big deal, and it shows up, near the top of a lot of martial arts lists. The RZA likes it.
Yeah,
Yes, he does.
what was it? It was number 14, I believe, on the
paste
list that I made on Letterboxd
Mhm.
that everyone continues to like
Yes, you're very
more than any other of my actual work.
good job making that list.
Yeah, it's that and the Marine. I guess I'll that'll be on my tombstone.
Yeah.
Hey, you like the Marine?
This movie was originally very different in script form than what the final product turned out to be because the actor Shang Fu, who was fucking huge in China, just like he never crossed over. He didn't do any American work, so it's not like the Bruce Lee thing where it was like the whole world mourned him. But he passed away he was in a car accident in the middle of the production of this. That's why the character just vanishes.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in Chinatown Kid, which we just did on BMFcast Extra last week.
Really?
So he was originally the star of this whole thing. Like he was supposed to be the one at the end kicking all kinds of ass. They had to rewrite it, obviously, and so they beefed up the role for Gordon Liao, which is I hate pronouncing his last name, not because
it doesn't look like it should be Liao.
it looks like it should be Liu.
Yeah.
And that's the way I keep saying it. And that's the way my brain wants to say it. But I've looked it up, and 9 places out of 10 on the internet say it's not pronounced that way. It's Liao.
Yeah.
So I mean no disrespect if I'm fucking it up. I'm sorry. But so they beefed up his role, and he's from the 36 Chamber movies. And so I guess maybe it was just easy to go, why don't we kind of do some of that to build your character up, and then you can go kick ass at the end. So yeah, kind of a tragic backstory with this. But I think for the most part they recovered well in terms of making a movie.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, it is incredibly disrespectful to say this, but it just purely in terms of the movie, it is a fortunate thing. Only in terms of the movie. Only in terms of the movie.
I was not enjoying
Right.
his character.
I just mean because basically there are 7 brothers who go out to have a battle, and supposedly a friendly general has betrayed them to, I guess, the Mongols.
Yes.
Is who they're fighting at the time, and so all but 2 of them get killed, and they think they're all dead. Like the other 2 don't know the other one's alive.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
7 brothers and their father all die in this battle, and so that becomes the crux of like what has to happen here. The one brother comes home, the Fu Sheng character, Xing Fu, whatever. Yeah. Backwards names we're talking, but basically he comes home with basically like PTS. I mean, like severe PTS, like insane, like
just space dementia is what we called it,
right?
And that's,
I mean it's close. It's not.
He's clearly lost his mind because he's attacking everyone, including his mother,
Right.
and he's just
PTS is
crazy.
That's not accurate. I mean, this is
he snapped. He's just snapped.
Yeah.
And
well, he's just seen all his brothers killed.
yes, he's been betrayed. All of his brothers are dead, and he is out of his mind.
Yeah.
Just out of his mind, and will remain that way the rest of the film.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot there. Now, I mean,
his character, because of the dementia, craziness, whatever you want to call it, is really annoying.
Right.
Like I don't know any other way to put it. I mean, it's justified for the character, but it's also every time he shows up, it's like, oh my God, stop.
Yeah.
I had no problem with this whatsoever.
Really?
I thought this was great, and I know it's the thing that you didn't like in the movie where the guy got married and his wife just becomes an insane person, and just starts beating up their house. I thought that was delightful too. So I mean, I'm not saying I enjoyed his mental illness. I'm just saying like to have this character come back home and is just, don't touch me, I'll fucking murder you, and Mom, we're gonna have there are many fights breaking out every 45 seconds just because he's in the room and someone says, hey, come take a nap or something, and he's like, no, fight me, and they fight for 45 seconds, and then someone's like, stop.
I mentioned it feels like 75% of the fights in this movie are among people who shouldn't even be fighting. Like they're not enemies.
Yes,
right. Yeah, that's what I mean.
But I think the joy of that would have been his character getting his shit together.
Sure,
and
maybe.
And wrecking dudes at the end of this. Just being like, I have focused all my crazy into this pole.
Maybe it would have been like, Drunken Fighter, except his power is crazy.
Yes,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, and I guess we should mention this is the director of this went on to make Legend of Drunken Master, Drunken Master 2, whatever you want to call it, with Jackie Chan, which still the end sequence of that movie might be the best end sequence of any movie of all time.
Yeah,
it's
pretty good.
I mean, the whole movie's amazing, but like that last 20-minute sequence is just like mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you see where that comes from by the end of this movie.
They definitely held some stuff back for the end of this film. Not to say that there's not a lot of fighting before that, because there certainly is.
Yeah, but to the point of like the crazy brother, just the unreasonable character. Like I think why that annoys me so much. Like I think I have the zero tolerance thing for that as a vehicle for comedy, like Mackie does for just general assholery, because like
I don't think it was meant to be funny. I was enjoying it, but
is it? I mean, I feel like that's the only way that could only work if played as like some weird pantomime. Like that couldn't possibly be taken as a serious behavior.
I don't know
by anyone in any culture. Like I mean, I'm not trying to be culture insensitive. There's just like no way that was not supposed to be comedic by anybody.
Yeah, the thing is he's also very muggy when he's doing it, which kind of
that's him as an actor.
I know, but that just pushes it towards more the comedy zone.
But
for me as well.
If I want to watch people act unreasonable and just get into fights and yell at people that are supposed to be on the same side, I'd turn on C-SPAN.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Don't get political. People don't like it when you get political.
We're gonna get 1 star on iTunes now.
Hopefully that person will
son
fuck
of
off.
Hillary.
Anyway, this has that Shaw Brothers look. I think somebody mentioned. I asked Chuck in the beginning of I was like, "Hey, what year is this?" And it's 1984. And you both said it does not matter in the least. This could be 1964. It could be 1974.
Yes.
It could be 1984.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like a Shaw Brothers movie.
We have seen a range of films from 1970 to 1985, and if you put a random sampling up on a screen, I could not tell you what film came from what era. Because
other than this one has an animated Shaw Brothers logo at the beginning.
Yeah, the logo is different. They updated the logo at some point to spruce it up, and it's sparkly and fun, and that's the only tell, really.
Other than like, I mean, you say this looks like a Shaw Brothers movie, but even this one is minimalistic by Shaw Brothers standards.
Yeah, because the initial fight scene where the 7 brothers are introduced and then get in a long fight sequence where eventually they're all killed off, but that, like, the backdrops are like
just not even painted. Yeah, just
you can see the corners of the room they're in.
Yeah.
Which Harlow and I were like,
oh, this has got to be a play within
this
a play.
Must be a play telling the story of these brothers or something. Obviously, that's why it looks this way. No, it's just in a room.
Wait, so when did Shaw like more or less officially go out of business as a company?
It was like a couple years after this.
Well, they stopped film production a couple years after this because Golden Harvest was eating their lunch, and they decided to move into TV because you couldn't pirate TV shows. Their films were getting pirated, and they were losing money. So they're like, if we put our stuff on TV, no one's going to steal it because how can you?
It's on TV
until you have a VCR.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, this is really towards the end.
Also, by the way, like I mean. What kind of logic is that in 1985? Everyone had a fucking VCR by 1985.
There's a lot of people in China, and a lot of them are poor.
Okay, well, sure. I mean, I'm just saying, like, VCRs were very... I wouldn't say everyone had one. Everyone had one by 1990 or...
Yes, I would say 5 years later.
But I mean, I'm saying, like, they were getting pretty ubiquitous. Yeah, it wasn't like you would just be like, well, you can't record TV.
You could see the writing on the wall.
Come on.
Yeah. But they probably...
But I think back then there was also like, well, they're going to fix this.
Yeah.
I think there was this feeling around VHS that it was like, well, they're going to fix it so you can't record things that are copyrighted.
Right. They're going to put the V-chip in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Macrovision.
And they never did.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, Macrovision was a thing, wasn't
it? It worked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you tried to dub...
I've got tapes now that I look at, and I'm like, oh, right, I tried to copy that. I'm a dumbass. But they probably made stuff for TV that was not this kind of stuff, because they I mean... Their movie output was drama and musicals and comedies and stuff like that. So they were probably doing like sitcom-y stuff. People just weren't going to bootleg that stuff anyway. It was this specific stuff that people were bootlegging because this shit's awesome and plays anywhere.
Yeah.
But I'm saying to say this looks like a Shaw Brothers movie is like, even this is minimalistic by their standards.
I just mean the way they're lit and like the way they're performed
100%,
and you know the zooms, the way they use them, all that sort of stuff is like this is signature Shaw style.
what was it called? Is it called the Chinatown Kid? Is that what that was?
Chinatown Kid.
Okay, so that one is like the only one we've seen where it was like supposed to be set in a semi-modern time.
Yeah.
Like it was actually like Chinatown, San Francisco.
Yeah.
It wasn't
in the 70s.
It wasn't.
It was a
but
set.
it was like they did steal some shots of actual San Francisco and then do a bunch of sets.
There were cars and digital watches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People were very impressed by digital watches. But most of the time it's like I wasn't necessarily saying that like just because it's a Shaw Brothers movie, you don't necessarily know when it's going to be set, not necessarily when it was made. Like just most of theirs are like, feudal China, it's like because it's easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think there was one other that was like turn of the century because dude was wearing like suits and stuff like that. Yeah. But everything else, like my brain just goes, oh, it's the 12th century. And then that's, I don't,
That's all you need to know.
I don't have to process anything else. I know that I don't know anything about Chinese history. So I'm a dumb American.
So just go with whatever they're going to tell you.
Yeah. But the problem is that they don't tell you much at the beginning.
Yeah. There's a brief scene where they're talking about the brothers going off to battle and then it's the battle.
Yeah.
But it's not quite clear like who the good guys are and who the bad guys are, or that they're about to be betrayed in any way.
Well, the good thing about Shaw Brothers movies, especially the ones that we've watched, I can't speak for the ones I haven't seen, obviously, but is that really they will give you background if you need it, but you probably don't because there's going to be something that happens where you're like, oh, okay, that guy needs to go fuck that other guy up.
Yeah.
I understand why.
Yeah.
You killed his family.
Usually it boils down to that.
Yeah. So, I mean,
but I
just stick with it and you're like, oh, okay, I get it.
I'll admit, I love how they introduce all of them because they all line up with their spears and they've all got matching outfits on, and they just do a slow dolly shot across all of them, and they just pan across, and the first one's like, son number one. And they've got the the name along the right hand side. We had obviously the subtitle on the bottom that translated for us, but they just go like son number one.
So that's their only names. Like they don't.
Yeah.
They're not standing in order, which is I think disrespectful for consistency.
Oh, I love it.
It's confusing.
Yeah,
but
I love it.
Maybe there was a battle strategy that we were not privy to.
But
like
they just because I want to say they introduced like the first son first, but then all the rest of them are out of order until the last one is the seventh. Yeah. But they just says like first son, second son.
But the fun thing
Fifth
about
son,
the
son of a bitch.
Third son.
Yeah. The fun thing about the way they're
Damn
introducing
son.
the characters is that they're also introducing the cast members, and this continues even like an hour into it when a new character will
it's
show
about
up.
half an hour, but still,
no,
yes.
it's more than that. When the innkeeper guy shows up, that is a good like.
Yeah, that's the start of the third act, and the innkeeper shows up, and they credit him.
That
and you're
is
like,
true.
Oh wow, okay,
that is the end game.
Yeah.
Like when that guy.
That's right.
That was not that was not an intended pun.
The
Made,
end
but
game.
Pun,
I get
pun
it.
Lay. What was the guy's name? Pun May. The guy's name was Pun. The main
Yes.
bad guy's name was Pun something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But they just it's a single continuous shot where they just track across all of them and introduce them along with the actor playing them, and they basically use that as their opening credits almost. Yeah, and then it's just a huge fight sequence that goes on a very long time.
It's just gangs of themed dudes,
Themed Mongols,
all wearing the same. Like these guys are dressed like Flintstones characters, and these guys have fancy yellow outfits, and so
and these guys look like Santa's elves.
yes, there's just little tribes of groups, and they're all just running at each other full speed and just swinging poles.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, because all of our heroes, all the sons who have been introduced, have spears.
Yes.
And then the other guys have we have not figured out what the instrument is, but it shows up throughout the rest of the movie where it's basically like a slap bracelet for people our age, but it is a pole. In the end, like there's some kind of retractable mechanism they use that lets it wrap around something and then tighten.
They look like the tension bar things you use at the gym. Like, I mean, they got the like the bendy part in the middle where you're supposed to like Superman it in half.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have it in a lot
Yeah,
of gyms.
but it's like they can snap it
Sure.
open. Like what's that one character in Soul Calibur that has the sword that kind of turns into a whip?
Ivy.
Yeah.
Wow. What
Wow.
the fuck
Good
is
call.
wrong with
Good
me?
job.
Nice.
But you knew exactly what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
I
Like,
played a lot of fucking Soul
Yeah.
Calibur.
I mean,
back
it
then.
kind of evolved into the thing that dog catchers use, where they can, the thing that goes around
Sort
the
of,
neck and
but-
they retract it in.
but it's like they keep hitting people with these poles, and then suddenly it's just wrapped around like their wrist,
Yeah.
and they're stuck.
Yeah.
And they can't get it off.
It's like a snake sock.
Yes.
a snake sock.
A
condom?
No.
A sock?
I mean, yes. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but snakes are kind of like foot shaped anyway.
I don't know what we're. Either way, this is how
Snake sock
basically
makes sense, you guys.
sure. Whenever you need a sock for your snake,
Yes.
get a snake sock.
Yes.
Wow.
There you go.
Who are the ad wizards who
yeah.
came up with that one?
Snake sock.
Yeah.
Talk to me, snake snock. Snake snock.
She sells snake stock down at the seashore.
I will buy stock in snake stock.
Oh, you can buy a stock in snake stocks.
Buy some stock.
Oh, buy a stock in snake stocks.
Snake sock.
Yeah.
You can advertise on TikTok.
Yeah. Hey, oh,
rocks.
advertise your snake stocks. That you buy stocks in your snake stocks over on TikTok.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I just sometimes my mouth works.
Just watch your cock.
Yeah, watch your cock when you're over on TikTok.
When you got a snake in that
Yeah.
sock.
Yeah, watch your cock when you got a snake in a sock over at TikTok. Buy some stocks. Yeah, your blah 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 blog.
Yes. Anyway,
Yeah.
they use their snake stocks their snake sock sticks to wrap around everyone's arms, and that's basically how they kill. Like, they kill 5 of the brothers.
Yes.
Like straight up. Like we've just had these characters introduced with their actors. Big fight scene.
Well, one of them gets hacked to death.
5/7 of them are dead. Yeah.
One of them takes 1,000,000 arrows to the entire body because
Yes.
he steps in front of his father.
Yeah, they're about to kill the father.
Is that like 6/8 of them?
Fucking idiot.
Yeah, it would be 6/8 actually, because the
No,
father
it's
is there.
It's a joke for the thing I said. He goes, I said that you mean 3/4.
Yeah, he's.
I was like, yeah. I
I said
guess.
6/8 at one point. I'm like, just say 3/4. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Look,
When there's 8 of them, it's
I
usually
don't.
6/8.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't lowest common denominator for just everybody. Chuck.
Yeah.
But so I mean, this is like a stick and sword fight for the longest time, and then all the Santa dudes pull out bows and arrows, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're about to kill the dad with his nice
Yeah.
golden sword.
Like, who brings a
Fight
bow and
thing.
arrow to an 8 diagram pole fight? Yeah, so they're gonna light him up with arrows, and then one of the brothers jumps in front of the
Yes,
dad.
the
and-
7th one.
Yeah, and takes 900 arrows, and then they're like, well, now aim at the dad.
Yeah, and this is also part of why we thought it was like some kind of stage play, because he's standing there holding his pole on the ground, like basically like a staff. He's knocked into the ground, and he's standing there holding it, and then he gets filled with arrows and just stands there holding it,
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, not the dad. The dad is like,
Well, yeah, the dad catches a couple in the arm.
right, and then it's just like, hey, I'm gonna fucking kill myself and jump up on top of this, like,
He leaps up 20
It's a
feet in the
giant
air
tombstone.
yeah,
and knocks his head onto this top of the tombstone, and then comes back down. And he also just stands there,
Yeah,
dead. And you're like, it's got to be a stage play. Like,
Yeah.
this is just the retelling of some horrible thing that's
yeah.
happened.
You don't say stage freeze.
No.
Just do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and apparently they say they want one of them alive,
Mhm.
which I'm assuming is 5.
I think it
Because
was
he's able to somehow he gets away.
Yeah.
Like, it's so, like, this is very chaotic, because also through a lot of this they're showing credits on top of the screen.
Right.
So
And
there's a lot of action happening in the background.
Well, it's not just the movie credits, it's the translation also, so it's taking up extra real
Yeah.
estate on the screen, so you don't see a lot
Mhm.
of what's you just like, oh, everyone's fighting.
Yeah. Yeah, but the end result is somehow 6 gets away and somehow 5 gets away.
Yes.
And-
Six goes home.
And 6 gets home having lost his mind.
Yeah.
Which is where we get into everything we discussed earlier, where he's just attacking his family.
He just
And the mother is like, what happened? The sisters are like, what happened?
Yeah.
Explain to us. And then he goes into great detail about how all the rest of them were killed
he acts it out.
and laughs about it the
Yep.
whole time. As, he said, his guts, they sliced him open and his guts were spilling out everywhere, and then the mom actually faints because she can't handle this information. Not only are almost all of her sons dead, but
It's awful.
what's left is gone crazy.
Right.
And the other one's just missing. But he doesn't know that.
He doesn't
I think he
know.
believes that they're all dead
Yes.
except for him.
Yeah, he doesn't know the fifth brother is missing.
But he does convey the information that the general betrayed them
Yes.
because they betray them in a weird way. It's like there's a tent there,
Oh, right.
and the general and a couple other, like his other guys, like, hey, wait, stop fighting.
yeah.
And then they go into the tent, and then the tent like explodes in fireworks or something, and it like bloodies up all the brothers.
Blind's one of them.
Yeah. And then like those guys are just gone.
Yeah.
I don't think we see them for the rest of the scene, even though it's like, where did they go? Because they didn't blow themselves up.
No, they did not.
And they obviously show up later. But
Yeah.
Either way, the sixth brother lost his mind. He's able to tell everyone, they're all dead. General betrayed us.
Yeah, and there's a hint throughout the rest of the film it doesn't matter because who cares? But the crux of the story then becomes we need someone to go testify to the court about what happened, and you have to tell them what you saw.
Yeah.
And that just becomes the like, okay, we got to get him uncrazy so he can go testify.
Yes.
So the court can take care of this because we've been betrayed, and that's the only way to get justice, which is obviously we have seen there are other ways to get justice in this world. The court doesn't mean shit.
Yes.
Just doesn't. Like, I don't know why anyone is respecting a court when everyone is beating each other up with sticks.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Most disputes seem to be resolved with fighting here.
Yeah. Yes, I would say yes.
Yep. But so that whole subplot becomes having to hide the crazy brother when the general shows up to ask,
Where are
he
your
claims
sons?
all the sons are deserters. They've betrayed and left the army.
Right.
And she's like, and the mother has a staff that the emperor gave her. It says she is justice, so you don't get to say shit to me.
They also have a sign. They have a Patriots poster up on the side.
Yeah.
Yes, all ye who enter here are patriots.
Yeah. She's like, we are well known for our loyalty to the crown.
Yeah, get
All-
your ass out of here. We're
Yeah.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so she basically it's like, I got the staff. How about this? You get the fuck out of my office.
Right.
And
Yeah, how do you
And the general's like,
how do
but-
you like them
and
apples?
the general's like, but I have a warrant. And she's like, I don't care.
Fuck your warrant. All
Yeah.
my sons are dead. That warrant is meaningless.
Yeah,
Yeah,
who you
yeah.
gonna
Why
arrest?
are you even here?
Yeah.
Who are you gonna arrest when they're all dead?
It's like, well,
So,
To
yeah, I
which
mean-
he doesn't really have an answer.
No.
does he?
But I mean, honestly, that's kind of the end of that's really like the end of where this storyline goes.
Yeah,
until
he
like
shows up a couple other times and to attack the rest of the family
sure
out of the blue,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
And actually he does attack the
abbot.
the abbot comes by later to get attacked, but from here
Well,
it's
abbot,
basically
abbot being a translation thing. I don't think that would be
Yeah.
what we would say if we were reading the real thing.
yeah, he's one of the but he's basically like the head of the monastery,
Right. Yeah.
in whatever way, because from here our focus really becomes the sixth brother, or I'm sorry, the fifth brother.
yes.
Where in the original story, the sixth brother is the one who goes through all this.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
And-
there was just one survivor in the original.
Yes. Yeah,
story,
but
so.
instead they've altered it, and that's probably why he doesn't show up. Why we never see him escape
Mhm.
is
Because
because
he didn't.
because they've built all this in.
Yeah.
So from here, he's basically trying to get away from the Mongol army that's chasing him down.
Yeah, with the complicated fact that like now he's been branded a deserter, so like
Yes.
everyone's basically like, hey, fuck you. So-
Yeah, where the hunter he encounters, he's just trying to hide out in the guy's house, and the guy's like, "You're a deserter. I'm going to kill you." And he's like, "No, I was betrayed." He's like, "I'm one of the Yangs." He's like, "Oh, the Yangs. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I know you're good. I will now defend you with my life."
Yes, no more time to talk because
Yes.
suddenly there are 50 people in
We
my
just
yard.
met 5 minutes ago, but I know those are Mongols, so it's on.
I will die for you.
Yeah. And,
And
they
he
proceed-
keeps like, I have to fight them. And he's like, no, you don't.
he's
You-
like, "You need to get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
Yeah. And
He gets crushed for his troubles in a tunnel, like because he basically
yeah,
is like
there's like a secret tunnel behind the
Yeah.
place that he ends up shoving
I like
number 5 down there.
yes.
I like that. I basically believe that this guy's life is the origin story of Shrek because he basically lives in a swamp, like in this
Mhm.
shithole
He does.
shack.
Yeah.
He's not strangely British, unlike the innkeeper, who's like sounds like Eric Idle in the dubbing at some point. But yeah, he's basically just like, hey, I've got a secret tunnel. Mongols are outside. You go. I'll stop them. And then
But he wants to fight all of them.
he wants to fight all of them. And then just
I mean, I don't
punches his own
blame him
house
considering
down.
they just slaughtered all his brothers.
the
and,
hunter.
and this guy is about revenge the entire time.
Yes, the hunter's message to number 5. 5. Yes, he is number 5.
Yeah.
Is basically like get your revenge, but play it smart. Like don't just rush in. Fools rush in.
Revenge is a dish best served.
Yeah,
cold.
ancient
Right.
Klingon proverb,
Mhm.
I believe.
Yes. Even though you and I together are kicking the asses of all 50 of these dudes repeatedly. Because at one point,
Yeah, he
dude grabs a trident and is
Yeah.
just fucking shit up.
Yeah, where'd you get a trident?
Well, the dude had a collection. I love so when he first shoves the guy, shoves number 5 down the escape hatch or whatever, he starts pulling a giant stone out of his wall, and it's not clear at first what he's doing, which is to collapse the tunnel.
Yeah.
It just looks like he's pulling out a giant stone out of the wall and he's gonna fight people.
Yeah,
with
he's
it.
gonna brandish it.
That's
like
what I
a
thought he
weapon.
was gonna do. He's just like, I will fight you with this giant rock.
Mhm.
Come at
when
me.
you don't have any weapons, the earth provides.
Yeah, but instead, no, it's to collapse the tunnel,
Yeah.
and it also collapses on him. So
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah, he like grabs the last rock as he's getting chucked into the tunnel.
Yeah.
Which collapses it on him and the other guys. And then the ones who are left are just like, oh, shit.
Took care of that.
So they leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, number 5 kind of, I guess he got out the back way, which leads like literally just around the corner.
Just right
because
around. It's not a long secret tunnel. It's just
No.
it's just right up to the back of the house because he just wanders out to the front. It's
and,
like,
and there's
oh,
a
hey.
whole bunch of bodies everywhere. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, I guess we wrecked some dudes.
I mean, other than like when martial arts stuff kicks in, I will say that I don't think like you can look at most Shaw Brothers movies as like good examples of action choreography or geography, as we say. You know, like
No.
it's you don't know where you are most of the time, except for when the fights kick in. Then it's like we got this. Like we're paying attention to fucking everything.
You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the scene. You,
But yeah, I mean this setup makes no sense because it's like, I guess there's like swamp on one side, small waterfall with a path to
Mhm.
completely clear area. Then he's just like, I better go see if the hunter's dead. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
R.I.P.
Yep. But he vows, all right, yes, I'll follow
Yeah.
your way. Revenge, best served cold.
Yeah.
Let's
And
do
then-
this.
Then he's basically just like, I gotta hide. So monk seems like a good place to do that.
Yeah.
And I thought that if this isn't the plot for Enter the 36 Chamber, it's pretty close because
Some of it is the same, but
yeah. I mean, he basically just shows up and is like, I want to be a monk. And they're like, nah, you're full of rage and shit. And he's like, yeah, but I want to be a monk or I'll punch you. And they're like, still full of rage.
Yeah.
And he's just like, well, I'm not leaving. And they're like, okay. Like, we're not teaching you.
Mhm.
Like, you know, so that's just most of the movie. And him just walking around like, all right, shave my head, make me a monk now.
Yeah,
God.
and they tell him shave your own head.
Yeah, you're like, no, they don't even. They're just like,
No,
No,
they
they
do
do.
Oh,
say
do they?
they
Oh,
say
do,
he
okay.
needs to shave his own head.
Okay.
We're not, and he's
'cause-
like, no, you're going to shave my head. And
Yeah.
they're like, no, we're not going to do it.
because he goes into the head shaving chamber and the dude just walks away, and they're on like a pillow. There's the shiny razor, and he just picks it up and shaves his own head dry, like just cuts all the hair off. I mean, obviously not actually doing
Yeah.
it, but you know, in character, he's just ripping the hair out of his head,
Yeah.
and then he, you know, just burns the
Yeah, because they have scars on their head. They
Yeah.
have 6 circles from burn marks, and he sees that done.
Yeah.
And so he basically picks up the sticks and burns himself with it.
Well, at first he just starts headbutting them. Like
Yeah.
they are placed into the wherever they are.
Yeah, and he knocks
he's
it
just
over.
He knocks it over and is just headbutting them.
An
And
altar,
then-
I believe. Well, would it be called an altar?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Altar sounds like you're going to sacrifice something.
Yeah, right. But like after he does like 3 or 4 of them, then he just pulls 2 of them out and just sticks them on top of his
Yeah,
head.
until he passes out.
Yes, which you would do.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
when you give yourself necrosis of the skull,
Yeah.
sure, yeah. He just Joe Pesci'd himself.
Because like he wakes up 3 days later and everyone's like, "Hey, you've
Yeah.
been asleep a long time."
And then he's like, "Oh, you made me a monk. This is great." And they're like, "Well, once
we
you
didn't."
eat, you have to leave."
yeah,
And he's like, "What?"
we said you could stay while you were asleep.
He's like-
because...
And then he's just like, "No, I'm not leaving."
Yeah. And they're like, "All right, suit yourself."
And this is the majority of his storyline is him just learning how they fight, not being allowed to participate really,
Mhm.
but like bullying his way into some of it.
Yeah, it basically bullies his way into like where their stick fighting ring, which is basically their like anti-wolf brigade.
Mm-hmm.
They have all these metal wolf contraptions that they've made.
Oh, they hate wolves.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
The
god,
monk-
they
the
hate
monks-
wolves.
well, you think they hate leaves, but I think they hate wolves even more.
Well-
Mhm.
at least they're sweeping the leaves, and
Yeah, but it's weird
Not the
because they're
leg.
like just deform the wolves, don't actually kill them, which
yeah,
just make them
because-
feel shame.
because they're all training. They're like hitting the wolf in the balls and
This
hitting
is-
it in the mouth.
this is worse. Like these monks are basically like, hey, don't kill the fly, just pull the wings off it.
Mhm.
Yeah, because son number 5 is like, hey, here's how you guys should do it, and he just obliterates this wolf thing. He's like, yeah, you kill one,
Yeah.
and then the rest will think twice about it because they'll see that you
Yeah.
killed that one, and they're like, oh
Fucking-
shit, maybe we
fucking
go somewhere
Frank
else.
spent all last summer in woodworking class making that wolf, and you just fucking destroyed it
Yeah.
with your
Yeah.
staff.
Yeah, and it's not the abbot, it's the other guy, I believe that
Costello.
Yes,
Oh.
the one who handles most of the training. I think he's the praise be to Buddha guy because
Yes.
when he doesn't know what to say, he just says praise be to Buddha.
Right. Yeah.
But he's like, no, we don't kill them. Like, that's not our way.
No.
Our way is to knock out all their teeth so they can't bite, and now they're harmless.
And they can't eat, and they can't survive, and
Yeah,
they will die,
and they
and
will
others
die
will learn
a
the lesson.
much more painful, worse death.
Yeah.
That's the way God intended.
Yeah. It's like, we could just have pate, or we could have foie gras. Have fun Wikipediaing that.
Yeah. So, and he's like, I think that's stupid. And then
He does.
Yeah, and then the lead monk's able to show him, like, you can really wreck some stuff with this.
Yeah, because like he beats up, like, he totally dismantles one of the wolf thing, and these are like wooden statues, but they're articulated, so just every
They're like training
joint.
dummy wolves.
Yes. So like the jaws work, the all the legs have joints, the tail has a thing on it, and so he obliterates one, and then he kind of has a fight with the abbot. Mm-hmm. Who's standing there just kind of like manipulating the wolf around while he's smacking it with a stick. And he's like, this is what a real wolf would do. He's not just going to stand there and let you rip its teeth out. You got to do stuff.
Yeah. And
then he's like, I'm a monk now. And they're like, no, you're not. You're totally not, dude.
Yeah. So from here, I think what the abbot, the head monk decides to do.
I was gonna say there's two abbots. Like there's there's like an abbot guy, and then there's
junior and senior.
Then there's like guy in charge of
there's
sticking.
Like the trainer one.
Yeah. Well, there's
the stick trainer.
Yeah. He's the stick abbot.
And then there's like the religious abbot,
right.
I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's the religious abbot that goes to the Yang family's house, right?
Yeah, he bangs the drum slowly and
Yeah.
gets accosted a lot.
Because I think his plan is to go back to the Yang family and be like, yo, we got your son. How about you come get him? Because he thinks he's a monk and we're kind of sick of his shit.
Yeah. Not knowing that they have also a surviving son.
Also,
and
apparently,
they are sick of his shit.
Well, also, he's apparently triggered what I can only assume is a horrible insult. Because he's gone to their house.
My God.
And is like...
I think it's just the Yang family is just picking
picking
itching for a
battles.
fight.
Oh, okay, because he basically just
they're
goes
like
and
the O'Doyle family. They're just like it
The
doesn't
fuck you say
matter
to me?
who you are. They are gonna pick a fight
Yeah.
with you,
Well,
and that's like their default response. You're like, "Hello, I hope you're having a good day." Oh, am I?
What do you mean
I'll
by that?
show you.
Why would I be having a bad day? Should I be having a bad day?
Yeah. What do you have planned?
But he basically just comes to the door, and I think the sister. Well, I don't know if they're people, or anyway, the sisters, the two daughter 7 and 8 or whatever they are, basically go to the door and they're like, "Who are you? I'm here to see your mom." And they're like, "Well, why? She's busy." And you're like, I really like her to make me some vegetable noodles or something like that. And they're like, "The fuck, let's fight!" And it's just like, how dare you ask someone's mom to make you noodles? And
It's very disrespectful.
Yeah.
Try it.
Yeah.
Why don't you get your mom to get your shine box and make you some noodles? I suppose.
Yeah. So he has to fight. He ends up fighting off both of the sisters, and the mom's like, "Stop!
Yeah.
What?"
And he's like, make me some noodles.
He's making me some noodles. Your daughters remind me of your fifth son, who's totally maybe still alive. And then that's when sixth son comes exploding out of like some little crevasse that was like behind their sort of throne they have. I mean, it's not really a throne; it's just like a greeting area. But but yeah, he just explodes out. He's like, "How dare you, you said something!" It's weird. It's like, if you just found out your brother's alive, why is your reaction of like person that said that?
Because he's snapped
out of his mind, and he's also a Yang.
Sure.
And he believes that everybody betray me.
Yes. He's fed up with this world.
Right, exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Well, the thing too, this confuses me a little bit because if the movie was rewritten to focus on the fifth brother, because the sixth brother's actor had died.
Pretty sure this is all redubbed. I mean, I'm pretty sure the scene was supposed to happen maybe at some point, but I mean,
either redubbed
or they just recontextualized all of it.
Well, yeah, or the fifth brother was going to get killed, and that would be the thing to launch the sixth brother into the stratosphere.
It's also all two shots, so I mean, it's entirely possible that the abbot is saying one thing in completely contrast to what the other dude is saying.
Yeah, my first guess was they just redubbed it.
I didn't know this information going into the movie, so I didn't notice how it was shot.
I didn't either because, I mean, it makes me wonder, like, is Gordon Liu even in the opening shot of all the brothers? Was he one of the brothers?
Yes,
he was always going to be one of the brothers?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't know if, like, it was like, oh, shit, we got to get Gordon in here.
Yeah. No, he was part of that shot. So.
Yeah, but she's like, oh, well, where should I send the vegetables? And he's like, okay, Here's where the monastery is,
Yeah.
where they would really love some vegetables.
They would be so thrilled if
Yeah.
you could deliver some vegetables to this address.
Yeah. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Please don't hit me on my way
Just
out.
so you know, we're not talking about your other son.
Yes. Not at all.
Mhm. And
Nah.
man, he gets out into town and just like immediately is like wanders into like a restaurant or whatever where people are eating. He's like, "Hey, Mongols!" And they're like, "Fight!" And it's like, "Hey, more Mongols!" Wait, everybody here's a fucking Mongol. What the shit?
Yeah, oops, all Mongols.
Yes.
I gotta stop that. I can't keep making the
No,
oops
you
all.
gotta stop making that joke.
Sorry.
He does this one thing where there's like this one covered seating area and then another covered seating area that he jumps through the window of one to the other, and
Is
it's
it
Foot first.
Foot first, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I think he grabs like the top and swings
Yes.
himself, but it looks cool as hell.
Yeah.
But the problem is more Mongols as soon as he goes foot first to the other one.
He gets to the other one. He's like, "Hey, there's Mongols over there." And they're like, "What'd you say to us?" And he's like, "Oh shit, more Mongols."
Well, and they're like, "What are you doing here? What do you know about the Yangs? Why are you visiting the
Oh
Yangs?"
shit! It's an all-you-can-eat Mongolian barbecue.
So what happens to him? Does he? Because I feel like that character goes away after this, but I don't necessarily think they kill him at this point.
The abbot gets killed for sure. No, he kills himself. Like they're like
Yes,
they're about
it's
to.
a quick.
That's right.
It's the
Yeah.
fucking quickest cut ever because
Yeah.
they're gonna torture him for information.
Yeah.
Obviously, he takes the tip of an arrow.
That's right. That's right.
And just jabs it in his neck, but they cut immediately to the bad guy who's
Yeah.
holding the same arrow.
That's right. Okay.
And you're like, oh, all right.
Yeah, and then basically number 5, who's way too alive with all kinds of excitement, is basically like, "Hey guys, is it stick fighting time? Come on, let's stick. Why is everybody
Yeah.
sitting around all sad? Come on, guys.
Why are you
Yeah.
crying?
Come on, it's like Tuesday at 3. That's stick fighting time. That's all I live for, guys." And they're,
Nothing left in this world.
and they're just like sad.
Yeah.
It's like, what happened?
Abbott.
Yeah. The other abbot comes out and is like, "Dead abbot."
Get Abbott.
Yeah. So he's like, "Motherfucker."
Yeah.
So.
So while this is happening,
Mhm.
they have sent the sister, number 8. Basically, they said we need to get you over there so you can get him
Yes.
and bring him back so he can testify.
And here's I'm not going to look this up. I know I have Google and I have the powers too, but it's just one of those weird things where it's like, why would you do this? But they're like, here's a jade pendant that's red that it will be like, I don't know what they never really explain what the significance is. It's just like, if he sees this, he's going to be like, oh, it's fucking go time now. I got to go home and murder everything.
It's a thing that's supposed to.
It's a MacGuffin.
Like it's just like, oh, you're legit, but
Yeah.
obviously he's gonna know what his sister looks like.
Mhm.
Sure.
It's weird, but
it's a dumb MacGuffin because
Yeah.
eventually she gets captured and then is like, here, take the thing and take it to him. He'll know what it means.
after the abbot killed himself, the bad guys have a little conference and they're like, we should go invade the Yang house and just end this. And the one dude says, no, the court will look unfavorably if we do that.
Yeah.
On us if we do that. So let's just see if any of them leave,
Mhm.
and we'll follow them.
Yeah.
So one of them leaves in a pile of garbage in a refuse
Yeah.
bin that almost gets stabbed to death. But one of them convinces, "Hey, don't stab that garbage. That's not productive."
Mhm.
And he's like, "Yeah, you're right." And it's like, okay, whatever.
Well, because they have said, let whoever's going, we're going to follow them.
Yeah.
And those guys are like, is anyone following us? No.
Yeah.
So they give her a horse. She takes off. And immediately they come out and we're like, hey, there she goes on that horse. Follow her.
Yeah.
And she gets to a town. I guess it's near the monastery.
Mhm.
And immediately, like, guys try to steal the thing from her. And
I don't really understand. I guess, again, I
it's
don't.
one of those scenes that exists just to have a fight scene.
Well,
Because
yeah,
at
she
the end,
goes to
everyone
the-
explains who they are. And they're like, oh, we shouldn't be fighting. It's like every superhero comic ever.
She goes into the inn and is just basically,
Well, before
I'm
that,
here.
she's just out in the street, and some people are like, "Hey, why do you have that, pendant?" But it's just weird. Like,
Yeah, they're like, who'd you steal that from?
Right.
And
But
she's like, I didn't steal it from anybody.
I just don't really understand because I'm guessing these guys are also like Yang soldiers, not necessarily
Yes.
Yang.
yes, the inn
Yeah.
town is
That's a Yang.
favorable to the Yangs.
Okay.
They're
Uh,
Yang stands.
Okay.
But it's weird because like a simple question and answer would have eliminated this 5 minutes of fighting.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, I like the 5 minutes of fighting, but in
It's not-
terms
it's
of
That
like
poor horse did
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, it's not
No,
great
that-
for the horse.
Because there's a scene where he's basically hanging off the front of the horse trying to get at her, and she's just yanking the reins over and over and over, and you can see the horse is like, knock that shit off.
yeah, you're not paying me enough for this. And to the point where when she gets off the horse is like,
The horse
bye.
bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fuck all y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, they fight around here for a while. And then eventually she's just like, look at the pendant. And he's like, are you a Yang? She goes, yes. And he's like, oh, hey.
Oh, good.
Welcome to our hotel.
Well, because he's fighting with her father's sword.
Yes.
His father's golden. It's a sword, but they keep calling it a sword. But it's one of those where it's not at the end of a staff.
It's just a blade
got
at the
the
end of a
big
staff.
fat blade.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's not a halberd. I don't know what
It's
the hell
like
it's
a
called.
8 diagram
no.
pole. No. Okay, I don't know.
No. We looked these things up once and
It's
promptly forgot.
you could probably tell me the Soul Calibur character that uses. I think it's Sung Mina uses one, but anyway, it's one of those. It's a sword. It's like a big bladed
the 8 diagram
sword at the
Calibur.
end of a staff. Anyway, she's like, where the fuck did you get that? And he's like, I found it. And eventually she sees it because these staffs all have the writing on the end, which is also how.
Yeah, he's also walking around with it, like the 2 ends wrapped.
Yeah.
Because that becomes a big thing. Is like you have the sword end on one, and then on the other end you basically have a hilt with like your carving, your symbol.
Yeah, because that's how the
arms,
abbot
whatever.
identifies that he actually is one of the Yangs.
Yeah, 'cause-
when he's at the monastery demanding to be taken.
Yeah, when Gordon Liu was escaping, he basically got one of those weird snake socks stuck on his 8 diagram pole.
Yep.
I just love that I put those words together and it
Good
makes
job.
sense. Yeah.
You did it.
No. It's not that I can't put the words together, just that those words were put together and that makes sense in the context of what we're talking about.
It makes perfect sense.
Right. But yeah, he basically got one of the snake socks wrapped around it and cut the sword part off.
Yeah,
To-
cut
to
the,
also-
the tip of the spear.
Also
and
to like
everything else.
hide the fact that he was one of the
Mhm.
Yangs, and but he still had the engraving on the other end. So when he was fighting with the abbot's like, "Hey, you actually really are this guy."
Yeah, so this is how people are able to identify the Yangs is by the ornate carving that's
Yeah,
on,
just
on the hilt of their
Check the
spear.
Yeah, check the hilt of their
Mhm.
shaft. That's
Yeah.
all you got to do.
But she's basically like, that was my father's sword.
Yeah.
I'm a Yang.
See?
Let's figure this shit out.
But
And
first,
she's like,
room-
yeah, well, they go inside and she's like, my brother is here. He's in the monastery. I need to get to him. They're like, okay, let's do that. And as they do that, as they're like making that plan, the general shows up.
Mhm.
There's like, everybody out here now. It's time. And there's a whole thing where they try to hide her in one of the coffins to smuggle her out. And eventually she gets discovered.
Yeah, because they
She-
tip that thing over and she explodes out of it, and they've
Oh,
hidden
yeah.
her father's sword in there with
Yeah,
her.
because he finds the sword, the general, when he's searching through the.
Yeah.
I like that for half a second we're about to get some like hopping zombie vampire lore
Yeah.
because basically a lot of this is like, again, it's contextually like we have to kind of fill in the clues of like what's going on here. And it's basically like, Mongols have invaded and don't know all the culture. So they're basically just using the like, no, this is what we do as the ways to get around
Yeah.
stuff. So they're basically like, yeah, we got to bury this person in the middle of the night because otherwise they might turn. So that's why we're burying someone at 3 a.m. Bye.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah,
oh,
because
all right.
because the Chinese general is there, but there's also like a Mongol general who's kind of like
Yes.
the other big bad, so to speak.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, they find her and then she gets captured basically. So
Mhm. Yeah,
random cook guy gets the not jade pendant that thrown at him and books off for the monastery.
and they let him go because the general's like, hey, he's going to go bring him right to us, which is what we want anyway.
Yeah, I like they're so confident in their plan. They're not even like, follow that guy. He's going to take us right straight to number 5. They're just like, let him go. Number 5 will be here tomorrow to rescue his sister.
Yeah, they're just like, we'll hang out here at this
Yeah.
nice.
I mean, that's
Get
some,
him a good night's
that's
rest.
some good Sun Tzu shit right there.
Yeah,
I'm
they'll
just
show
saying.
up
Yeah.
and
Yep.
all our work is done for us.
They're not wrong.
Yeah,
No.
let your enemy come to them. Come
Yeah.
to you. They'll be tired. You'll be
Yep.
fully rested.
But that guy gets to the monastery and is like, number 5, where you at? Number 5, come on out.
Come on out.
And eventually he's like, and this guy's dying. Let's keep this in mind. This guy's been like stabbed in the gut. And eventually he's just like,
He just keeps saying number 5.
and he's
over
like,
and over again.
yeah, that's me. And he's like, here. And he gives him the jade thing. And he's like, oh, motherfucker. Because he's like, they got your sister.
Yeah.
And so.
And then he has to beg to stop being a monk.
Yeah.
He's like, I gotta go.
He goes to the fighting abbot and is like, yo.
No,
I think
I think the fighting abbot is the one that died because when he finds out all the stick fighters are sad, he's basically like, I could be the new stick fighting abbot.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, it's just like,
He's
you
like,
won't
I'm
you
pretty
won't let me
good.
be a monk, but you're always like, I'm violent, but that comes in handy when you're doing the stick stuff.
yeah.
Stick stuff.
But yeah, so he goes to the other one is just waiting there kind of in the holy room or whatever it is. the shrine part,
Uh-huh.
and he doesn't. They don't really have a negotiation, but he's just like, you got a lot of anger. You know, I can't release you from your vow. And he's like, well, you.
I won't have any anger if you release me from
And he should have been like, wait, you're the guys who wanted to kick me out and wouldn't let me do anything because of my anger, but now you won't let me go wreck some dudes because of my anger? Like,
I didn't realize you ever actually let me in.
yeah, you apparently don't want me to do anything. Like, whatever I want is what you don't want me doing.
Well, they have had this long-standing back and forth of just basically like, we don't kill.
Yeah.
No killing.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah,
We
just
will
indirect killing like Batman.
Yes, we will 40 beats per minute those wolves to death. But
Yeah, we'll make sure they starve.
We'll put you on
and die
permanent disability
horribly.
and unable to work for the rest of your life.
I mean, in the wolf training murder room, they have a mural on the wall of a bunch of monks beating up a bunch of wolves.
Yeah,
They are hardcore, like, we are wolf patrol.
yeah, but
If we see a wolf, we're knocking out its teeth and kick it in the balls.
the short version of this is that they have a big old fight where eventually he wins. But I mean, this is probably a good 10-minute fight. I'd say it goes on for a while, and it's well choreographed, and it builds because there's things that keep happening, like the candles that are atop these big pedestal things. They all eventually get blown out one by one, and he's also drawn a circle on the floor in the middle, and this is number 5 has done this.
Yes.
And then he also has done like a sweeping S through it. So eventually, and he is able to get the abbot's shoes off of him as well in the fight. And the abbot's no slouch. I mean, he's a good fighter as well. So this is an evenly matched thing. But eventually, number 5 is able to yank his shoes off and put them in the spots of the circle so it looks like a yin yang.
Yeah.
And then he's basically like,
He's like hockey. He's like, there are pillows on the floor, and he's like, it's like he's hitting them with a hockey stick towards the guy. Like, fuck you, here's a pillow. And then he'll just be like, there's a pillow on my stick.
well, there's one where like he throws 2 pillows at him, and he dives both feet forward, catches the pillows like shoes, then lands on the feet.
Yeah.
It's
It's this weird thing like, oh, the floor is lava, but
Yeah.
I
Oh,
landed
but
on these pillows at the last minute. It's like,
well, I mean, I didn't
it's
think of
basically
it like that.
just
It's
showing off.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think it's just
yeah,
showing
that's-
off. Like,
yeah, absolutely it
man,
is.
that was a much softer landing because of how cool
Yeah.
I am.
yes.
Yeah. But either way, eventually he's like, just go then. Just go.
Get out of here. No fighting, no killing. It's bad.
And man, so this begins like a good 20, 25-minute sequence of just fucking carnage.
Yeah.
Like,
He gets his
this
cart,
is what you're here for.
Yeah, he gets his cart full of sticks and just goes to town and is like, let's fuck shit up.
Yeah, well, he
Runs
gets
to
there,
town.
and they're like, and the guys come out, a couple guys come out, and they're like, hey, monk, what are you doing here with all these sticks? And he's like, they're bamboo. You want bamboo? They're straight. Check them out. And they're like, no, we don't want any bamboo. He's like, sure you don't want any bamboo? And then he just jammed, like he kicks the first one, and it just fucking impales the first guy. And then the other guy's like, oh, shit. And then everyone bursts out.
Well, he does give one warning shot because he goes after like the big bad at first and he dodges.
Yeah.
But then he's just like, oh, sorry, I guess that slipped. And then eventually, he does
Yeah.
punch one that splinters out and
Yeah.
murders like
So
6
from here, like, guys swarm out into this courtyard, and he just starts impaling motherfuckers with these things, like swiveling around, kicking it. Oh, that guy, you're done. Goodbye. He's got him out. Like, these guys will hit their eight diagram poles against the bamboo, which will shatter into a couple pieces, which he will then use to stab them with.
Yes, or cut half their chest open.
I would describe this almost like just the initial set piece, at least, because I mean this sort of begins with like this crazy stacked coffin thing, right? Or
Yeah,
no,
well, he gets inside.
Yeah,
Like he
yeah.
basically he's emptied the cart,
Right.
and the last thing he does is someone shatters the bamboo,
Right,
which
which is-
has his real stick inside,
Yeah.
and then he beats the fuck out of that person with that stick,
So,
and then goes
yeah,
inside.
This is like a
and-
sub fight to the real fight because once he goes inside, there's like I would describe it as like the world's greatest wrestling ring setup because it's
Yeah.
just like you've got this like stack of coffins and like a pyramid shape.
There's 6. It's the
yeah.
ultimate fuck you to that guy because it's like, we killed your,
Yeah.
you know.
All your brothers here.
yeah, because he's like because
He's like,
the
"Sisters."
Mongol general's on the top.
Yeah,
of it.
standing on top of it, he's like, your sister's in one of these, which makes them start to fight, but then dudes pop out, and then throughout the course of this fight, just like whenever you want, more dudes will just randomly explode out of a coffin. Like,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah, but like they initially like they're able to pop the lids so it kind of like scissors him in at the top
Mm-hmm.
before he's able to get out of that, and that's suddenly like all these guys are there.
Yeah.
And from here, he's just beating the hell out of people. Eventually, he's able and he keeps trying to open the coffins to find the sister, and he finally does find her because normally he's popping them open, and the other guy's like, "Ha ha!" They're like Jack in the Box in him, and they get cracked for that anyway. But he's having to fight off like at least a dozen guys in there, and eventually gets the sister out.
He finds her.
But she's tied up.
She's tied up and gagged with a mouthful of blood, and he takes the gag off and is like, "Are you okay?" And it's just blood pouring out of her mouth.
Yeah.
She's like, "Bleh." And he's like, "Never mind, get behind me."
He throws her on his back like a backpack
Like fucking Yoda.
and keeps fighting with this girl hanging on his back.
Yes.
Eventually, he gets snake socked on all his limbs, and they get him down. I love that now. This is canon. It's canon now. This is our reality now. It's snake
I
socks.
don't know what else it is.
Yeah, but
whatever it's called.
they get him down, and and the one guy has his dad's sword again, and this is the Mongol general, and he's about to, he keeps trying to stab him in the gut, and the sister keeps blocking it with her foot, and then eventually he's got it down, and he's kind of pushing it into his gut, and then the door bursts open, and it's 5 of the monks from the monastery, including the abbot.
Yes, with a special guest.
Yes, with one of the dummies. With one of the wolf dummies.
A ridiculously articulated wolf dummy.
Yeah.
That he then just stands there and puppets around to murder dudes with.
Yeah.
And from here,
once the wolf puppet is introduced, then it is like, oh yeah, remember this whole thing where we were teaching you about
remember the teeth?
Yeah, remember the jamming the sticks in the wolf's mouths? So,
holy shit.
As I said when this was all over, first they were fighting with tridents, and then they were fighting with no dents because, there's so much teeth violence.
I mean, these first 2 sequences have been awesome.
Yeah.
Like just flat out fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then here, like, these guys just explode into beating the fuck out of everyone, and it's all same time. Like it is these 5 guys fighting 20 other guys in the room simultaneously, long shot, and eventually, like you said, we're like, oh, well, what are they going to do? I mean, they're monks, and they start ripping people's teeth out.
Yep.
They get the stick in the mouth and just yank all their fucking teeth out,
including the one kind of sort of friend to Gordon Liu while he's in the monastery. Like headbutts a dude,
yes,
and then that dude's teeth ends up
embedded in his head,
in like the dots, in whatever I don't know what you would call those.
The scars.
Yeah, I mean, yes, there are scars, but I mean, they probably have a real name that I don't know.
But this man's teeth are embedded in another man's head.
Well, yes.
There's okay. This is not a film that has engaged in teeth violence at any point
it has
up until
been,
now.
I mean, the brothers getting killed in the beginning it's the only real blood.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's bloodless violence until he started stabbing dudes with bamboo sticks.
Yes.
Yep.
But here, they're just like, nah, fuck it. We're done. We're done playing.
Yeah, the bamboo condoms that the blood condoms. I'm still thinking about bamboo. The blood condoms that we have so long talked about, not really showing up a lot in our Shaw Brothers things. They're all here in this one.
Yeah. But
including
the
some
monks,
in the mouths and
the monks tear out a bunch of people's teeth.
I mean, there's lots of Rocky shots of just and then 16 teeth falling out of the person's mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, some people have an aversion to mouth violence. Just be aware that the finale is littered with mouth violence.
Oh my god!
Holy God! Like,
yeah.
I guess I don't like islands.
Violence is bad.
Yeah, don't like islands. That's what I don't like.
I mean, this was hokey enough to where you're just like, yeah, they're getting their teeth ripped out, but fuck all these guys.
Yeah. I mean, there's the one dude, they just like punch it down his mouth like a dick.
Oh yeah.
And then they just rip it back out and all his teeth come out.
It's the metal shaft in too.
Yeah.
It's not just like wood. It's
Oh god, that guy.
Yeah.
Wrecked.
Yeah, there's one dude that I'm pretty sure like they either got a toothless actor or like had some really good prosthetics. I'm gonna guess they found toothless stunt person because he probably knocked his teeth out doing a stunt. But yeah, I mean, there's one dude who clearly like looks up and it's like, oh, he actually has no teeth.
Yeah.
But
because they're all on the pole.
Yeah, and eventually it gets down to the Chinese general and the Mongol general are left to fight basically number 5
Yes.
and number 8,
Yeah.
because the Abbott just kind of steps back.
He's like, all right, my work here is done.
Yeah, he's kind of like, we're not going to kill anybody, but we're not going to stop anybody from killing anybody.
Because there's like one last gasp out of these people to where they jump down off the second level but land on the stairs, and the stairs kind of collapse. And it's at that point that everyone just kind of just runs out of the building. They're all just like, meh, fuck this. Done.
They're like, did you see? Like, Chad lost all his teeth. Like,
I need my teeth. I'm going to keep my teeth.
There was hanging Chad teeth on a stick.
they're like, and Brett, he got, like, they shoved it down his throat and then ripped it back out and took all the, like, that was not cool.
Yeah.
I'm not, no.
Yeah.
I
got food to eat.
The general's not paying me enough for this. I'm
Not
out of here.
nearly enough. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just down to the major players at this point.
Mhm.
And a thing happens where Gordon Liu shoves a bamboo stick at one dude, which is loaded with another stick that goes through the first guy and impales the second guy, like all in one. It's when that happens, I was just my brain was just like, after 20 minutes of this, you're just like, what the fuck?
You know what they call that? A bamboo shoot. He shot a guy with a bamboo.
No, I got it.
Yeah, okay.
I got the joke. We got the joke.
Fine.
I just like looking at you when you do that.
Okay, fine.
Really want you to think about what you just said.
Why? I didn't think about it beforehand. Just fucking say it.
Oh, man.
Why would I think about it after the fact?
Oh.
Yeah. But eventually they kill him. I don't even know what more to describe.
We're describing a lot of the scene, but also not. Like, there, literally 20 minutes of fucking chaos. Like, there have been intense fights all throughout this film. Like, fights where you're just like, take a breath, guys. Holy shit. Just calm down a second.
They're like fights without stakes.
Yes.
Like, there are no real stakes going through the course of the movie until you get, like, obviously the beginning when everyone gets killed, but until you get to here.
This is revenge
And
fighting.
now it's like, no, people are going to get
And
wrecked.
you're just like, fuck them all up.
Yep.
And the monks show up. You're like, yeah, fuck them up. Use that wolf thing.
Yep.
Because, like, dudes will run by and he will clamp down the wolf jaws onto one of the dude's arms.
Yeah.
It's just, oh, it's all so good.
But yeah, they're able to kill both of the generals, and then the monk's like, "You can't come back and be a monk," and he's like,
Look at what you did.
yeah, I know." And he's like, and then the
You
sister's
should
like,
probably get out of town.
"Yeah," and then the sister's like, "Well, come back. We need you to testify." He's like, "Nope, I'm done."
Yeah, I got priors.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't.
I gotta go.
I got nowhere to go.
Yeah, and he basically,
I killed 12 angry men back there. So.
yeah, I mean, he basically just walks out. He goes to walk the earth like Kane from Kung Fu.
Yep.
I mean, he Incredible Hulks it at the end. He's
He does,
just like
yes.
walking off into the sunset, and the credits start on the left-hand side, and that's your movie.
Yeah. Yep.
It
Man,
is, yeah.
yeah. I was at like a solid 3.5, 4 throughout the movie, and then that final scene, it's 5 jocks. I mean, it just on the strength of that scene alone. And I know we've talked about like, oh well, you know, if you chop up the movie into the best scenes, it looks like the best movie you've ever watched. But I mean, like the stuff in between doesn't suck, and that's the thing. But this is like, for me, like this is 5 jocks shit, just because of that last half hour. It's like, yep, this is everything I wanted.
It ramps up to ridiculous speed.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does. I mean, I was sitting at a 4 the entire time, even though I was lost like for a while at the beginning. Like, what's happening? Is this a play? Why is it? You know? But eventually, when I settled into it, you know, like I said, I was even okay with number 6's just total mental collapse. I just thought it was interesting.
It would be a more interesting movie had
Yes.
it changed, but I do wonder how the middle of that movie would have played for us.
I really, what happened to number 5 would have been interesting if it had played out normally. Like, what was his story arc? Like, what was going to happen to that dude? So yeah, what would have been the catalyst for number 6 to straighten up and be like, I gotta go kill him. Like, I'm sorry, family. Sorry about all that business.
Yeah.
I gotta go. But yeah, the last 20 minutes are just you can't have that in a movie and just be like, it's okay. No, that it fucking rules. And that, how many times do we watch a movie and say, I'm going to take this and this and this away from this, and that will be the thing I remember. The thing I'm always going to remember is the last 20 minutes of this movie, and that's just the most amazing thing.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's a 5 Jocks movie. Of course it is.
I don't
Not
know,
quite
man.
there.
No, I don't know. I do not like the first half of this movie, like, at all.
I don't blame you.
I was I was thinking Vito in my head. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah. Like, that's how much I did not like the beginning of this movie. I was like, I am not in the mood for this. And then Gordon Liu shows up, and it all fucking changed. I hated everything about everything when he wasn't on the screen. I mean, to be honest with you,
I understand where you're coming from.
Or or thereabouts. I mean, there are
Yeah.
some scenes without him, but I'm just saying, like, everything that's like not the refocused story with him, I did not like. I hated the family stuff. I hated, I didn't understand. I didn't like the mom. I didn't like the sisters. I didn't want anything to do with any of them.
Yep.
I just wanted, I hated the Yangs. I wanted to be after Yang and get to something good. But yeah, that's a movie. Anyway, I can only go I'm sorry, I can only go 3 Jocks. I mean, because I'm grading as a whole. Like, that last 20 minutes is fucking amazing. But I hate everything up to
So basically, you're giving that final scene 3 Jocks on its own.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying, until Gordon Liu is meets the hunter. I mean, and even then, there's why are you breaking into this guy's house and getting wanting to fight the dude immediately? You're in his house, but
he's a Yang. That's what the Yangs do.
Yes. But
their natural enemies are other humans. They're like snakes and mongooses, except everyone on Earth is a mongoose to them.
Gotcha. Right.
Or the other way around. Either way.
Sure.
Snake sock.
Yeah, snake socks.
Yes. Everyone else has a snake sock, and they are mongooses.
They are mongooses.
Yeah, snake socks and Ricky Tiki Tavis. All right. Let's. Yeah. Like I said, I'm sorry. That's the best I can do. I love that last 20 minutes though. I really do. It feels wrong.
Hey, you know what? I appreciate an honest rating.
Yeah.
It is an awkward start to a film.
Yeah.
You can not.
Like I said, I feel horrible that I have that opinion. Like, I don't want to.
You don't have to feel bad.
No. I'm saying no. I feel bad that I have that opinion about the guy. The guy who
basically
died tragically. But I also am one of those people. I think it's incredibly dishonest for humans, as by and large, that we're when someone dies, we're like, yeah, they did a bunch of bad shit, but we're only going to talk about the good. And I'm not saying this guy was a bad guy. I'm just saying his performance in this movie, in my opinion, was bad. And I'm not saying
you didn't like him in Chinatown Kid.
I don't think so. Yeah, and I'm saying I'm not saying he deserved to die because of that. I'm just saying that the movie became better because he was taken away from it, not because of how it happened. And I'm not going to apologize because that's still the opinion.
No, I mean, sure. Yes, there can be an actor that maybe you don't like, and if they were no longer in a film that you were wanting to like.
Oh, Baby Driver?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
actually, 2 of them. How about that?
I still got to figure out what Baby did because that fucker keeps getting work. I mean, I'm just saying he keeps showing up constantly.
His was a weird.
Okay, I'm not on the air. I don't care.
It's.
I'm just
I had to look it up because I saw him show up in a trailer for something. I'm like, I thought, why are we hiring him?
No, there's the new HBO show. He's like,
yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah. So I was like,
Vice,
what the? But yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
There's another person in Baby Driver who.
Okay. Yeah, that person.
I could do without.
Sure. Anywho.
I would like a lot of things without that guy in them now.
Yeah.
But anyway, what can you do?
Yep.
Digital. Give me redo of LA Confidential, please. And fucking everything. Just
fucking everything.
No, I'm just saying because I'm Glenn Ross is a great movie. It's fuck.
Yep. He showed up in a lot of good movies.
Yeah. He did. And now they're all.
I'm glad he's dead.
Of course, you were talking about Kevin Spacey,
yes.
not the man from this film.
Correct.
Oh,
just to be clear.
Yes.
Just to be clear.
Yes.
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey. Rest in piss.
I mean-
Yeah, burn in hell.
At least we can't say too soon. I just like that's the only thing we're working with here that's like makes this remotely
Right.
not
Mhm.
awful.
Yes, I mean, none of us are joking about this man's death.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say.
Harlow is just saying that
Yeah, he did not
liked the
appreciate
movie
his character
better.
in the movie.
He liked the movie better when he was not
yeah,
in it.
not saying I didn't
Yeah.
like the guy. I just liked it better when he wasn't
Yeah.
around.
And if it had been a screenwriting choice, he would have been fine with that. If the
Mhm.
the script had just been, nah, get that guy out of here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm just curious what it originally looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll never know.
I'm sure the script is out there
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
on a news group somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? If
I'm
you've read it
sure.
and want to let us know about it,
Mm-hmm.
why don't you write us at bmf@bmfcast.com. Or call us, 910-5JOCKS-BMF, 910-556-9263. Light up the Garfield phone. Let us know what's up.
Yeah, if you have the script and want to reenact it, call in.
There's a 3-minute limit on the recordings, so you better read it quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Read like a snake sock TikTok that you just invest all your stocks. And
God, you remember that one guy who left us like 5 voicemails in a row because it kept cutting off and
I
he
do.
had that much to discuss?
Yeah.
That guy didn't like us.
No.
He did not like us at all.
No.
Wait, do
Oh,
you,
well.
do you have things to say? Negative things to say? I don't
Oh,
know this.
yeah.
Oh, I don't know
He
this.
did not like our interpretation of, I believe it was Doc Bronze. We
Right.
didn't get it. Or
Yeah,
Doc Savage,
Doc-
sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
Doc
We
Savage.
didn't get it.
No.
And he was explaining in great detail why we didn't get it. So
Huh.
Happens.
that's how we found out there's a 3-minute limit on the BMFcast hotline.
No one's ever spoken
So
for
when
3
you
minutes
call it at
before.
3 in the morning, and then at 3:04,
Yeah.
and then at 3:07,
Yeah.
and then at 3:10.
But maybe if you're on a train and you cross time zones, you get an extra minute.
Doubtful.
What if you're in the shitter after you just eaten like 12 Fiber One bars or like an 8 diagram?
I'm glad that
Oh,
guy
wow.
was still alive.
Yeah.
Because he did write us later, because we were
Yes.
like, I think he died.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
then
we
he
never heard
eventually,
from
he
him
eventually, no, he wrote us back eventually, because
Yeah.
he realized, he caught up with the podcast and was like, oh my God, they think I'm dead.
Yeah.
So
Well, he was like, riding the rails, gonna eat 12
Yeah.
fiber ones. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And then never again.
yeah,
Rest in poop.
yeah, I've eaten 2 Fiber Ones in one day, and that was a mistake.
Yeah, they
you
call it a Fiber 2.
Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. I don't eat those anymore.
Yeah.
No fibers at all.
And not Fiber One.
No.
Not those Fiber One bars. They were good though. I liked them. But
They're fine, but you have to like have a day where you're like, you know
Let's slow things
where
down.
you are and
you have to
what your
plan
options
day
are.
around.
Like you don't want to have to
Yeah.
depend on others not being
You
in
don't
the
want to
way.
be riding the rails.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. You don't want to be with
No.
a bindle in a boxcar
No.
and suddenly
No.
have to shit your brain
Yeah.
out.
No, you don't want that.
Shit your brain out? Oh, I guess you only have one brain.
Shit your brain out.
Shit your place.
Hey man, shit your
Yeah, it's
brain
just like
out.
Magic Cop. Yep. Also, if you want more of this really dumb stuff and you want to hear more of some of the Shaw Brothers podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
these two guys over here, they do BMFcast Extra, which is $1 at the Patreon level. It's exclusive for like a year. It's way ahead.
Oh, it's about 2 years now.
Oh, it's 2 years? Like, okay. Yeah.
I've gotten.
So if you don't want to wait 2 years for
Yeah.
podcasts,
If you want relevant 90s movies.
I feel like at some point you guys are going to catch up to the BMFcast because eventually we're going to have another COVID lockdown
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to have to stop recording again.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to catch up at some point.
That's the goal.
God, it's insanity. But yes.
What do you mean,
uh,
number wise? Like how many
yes.
episodes we've
Yeah.
done? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I don't think we can catch up because
You could.
time.
No, we can't.
Okay.
You could because you guys kept recording.
Yeah,
You know, you
sure.
kept
We kept
doing
doing
shows.
extras.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
Because,
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
because as we've said, our central thing here is like we all like to see the movie together and discuss it afterward.
Right.
We don't want to do the I watched it at home and then came up. Which extra you can do that because they're different types of movies.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily BMFcast Prime material.
When we were also doing a lot of like, here's a series of movies we're gonna do while we were away.
Yeah, stuff that would just chase off everyone that isn't already on board. So that's why it's good that's a Patreon show.
Right. It should
Yeah.
be paid for.
It should.
Yeah.
But anyway, patreon.com/BMFcast.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out. Helps us pay for the hosting and equipment and all that sort of stuff.
Also, go to eBay. Type in BMFcast into the search bar. You will see a ton of auctions of stuff from our library.
Yep.
Listing stuff all the time.
Charity auctions.
Lots. If you like physical media, if you like dumb shit that we watch, it's there. 100% of it goes to our charity. which is the local humane society. It's a good, safe charity.
Mhm.
Probably nothing gonna happen to where it's like, oh, I don't know if we can donate to them anymore. So
Well, then we find out they're putting sticks in dogs' mouths and stuff.
Right,
And,
yeah.
We're just like, oh no.
yeah,
They would never knock
like-
a dog's teeth out.
no,
Well,
they
they're
would
like,
not.
well, we don't put any dogs to sleep. We just knock their teeth.
Yeah, and send them back out into the world. Be like, hey, think twice about being
No,
homeless.
no,
you-
they do not. Nothing of the sort. Nothing of the sort.
Dogs
No.
are just wolves. Why are you okay with it when they're doing it to wolves?
I'm not okay with it in any regard.
Okay,
Well, I
fine.
think we made it clear. We didn't like it that they did that to the wolves in this one.
Monks,
okay,
monks
okay.
need to be stopped.
Sure, it's okay. All right, fine. It's okay with the people. It's the people that are the
Oh, yeah,
real
fuck them
All
animals.
those people were shitheads.
Yeah,
they
Fuck
deserved
them
it.
people.
Everything that happened. to
Yeah,
them.
wolves are just doing their thing.
But yeah, so check that out. eBay.
Yes.
Type in BMFcast.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find our stuff.
Yep, because it's in the title of every auction. So it's that is the easiest way for me to tell you how to find them. So just type in BMFcast.
All right, well, let's get out of here, shall we?
That's.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie,
I'm Chuck.
and this is BMFcast out.
I don't know who wants to do it.
Always forget.
Always
forget.
Yeah, usually it's beat.
Right. You did an intro. You finally got one, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just said, whatever, the Buddha thing.
Right.
Whatever he kept saying. Buddha,
Yeah.
Buddha be praised.
Yes. Which we didn't say he said after everyone was dead.
It's fine. That is true. That's
All right, smell you later. Buddha be praised.
that was kind of especially good. Like everyone's sitting around like they're doing the.
Yeah.
That was quite a battle, and he's just like, "Oh, Buddha be praised."
Praised. Anyway, can't come home.
It's
Don't
code,
come back.
That's code for go Smurf yourself.
Yeah.
Did you wonder why I kept saying it before every time I was talking to you?
Yeah.
Buddha be praised.
So what was with the smurfing last week? Was it just that's what our Blackula was the smurf
Yes.
word? Okay.
Yeah, because it became.
It
Yeah.
became a noun, a verb,
Yeah, like
and
he got Blackulid, but then you could get Blackulid with a capital B.
you become a Blackula.
Because it's just weird. Because I always remember there's this episode of the Smurfs where somebody caught a disease of some kind and they'd bite each other and turn red.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And they go around going canap, canap. I never know how that resolved, but I seem to remember like all of them getting infected at some point, except like Smurfette and Papa Smurf,
Mm-hmm.
or it might even have been Papa Smurf.
Oh, that's because they gave themselves immunity from all the fucking they were doing.
Yeah. But for some reason, like that episode is the only one out of any of them that has ever stuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like kind of like horrifying for a kids show when you think about it.
Oh
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a zombie premise. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah for kids.
But now I kind of like I feel like I need to find that episode and watch it just to see how they
Was he?
cure all of them.
I hope the episode was called 28 Smurfs later.
Hmm.
I know it wouldn't be, but that'd be great. Because do you see how that would work? It's days, weeks.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
fuck, it'd be so good. I want to
Hey,
make a modern.
Knobs,
I want
what's
to make
up,
a. I
buddy?
want to make a modern day one of that episode. And just call it that.
But yes, like that is the only Smurfs episode I remember. And whenever I think of zombies or anything else, I think of the Knop Smurfs all being all red and basically wanting to murder anyone who's not a red Smurf. Well, not murder, but at least infect.
Yeah.
Are you like reading a synopsis or something right now?
What is the episode title? Does it have one? Do they even title episode?
the Purple Smurfs?
Oh, they were.
Oh, they were purple?
Yeah. It probably. Yeah.
Big throbbing purple Smurfs?
Yeah. They're Saints Row purple.
Really?
Yeah.
My brain remembers them as red. Maybe I'm colorblind. I don't know it.
Papa Smurf was making a cure. He was the only one left. They tried to set him on fire. It
Wow.
causes an explosion in the laboratory, which disperses the cure amongst the village.
So they got lucky.
Yeah, basically, is that their own dumb zombiness is what got them cured.
So what were the two? There were people that got later introduced besides Gargamel. There was like a knight guy and his like squire.
I don't remember that at all.
Do you know?
I just remember
I think his name
Gargamel
was
and
like
Azrael.
Johann, maybe. I feel like Johann was one of them. I don't know if that was
Weren't
the
they
squire.
in the movie?
I
think they were in the movie.
I never saw the movie. Are you talking about the?
Man, the Magic Flute.
Huh?
Smurfs and the Magic Flute.
Oh, that old. I thought you meant like the live action. Like
Oh no. I'm
Doogie
talking
Howser
about at
thing
the
or
time,
something.
like the animated
Oh.
movie.
I don't know. I thought they were like on the show, like proper, but maybe not. Maybe it was one of those they cut up the movie into episodes.
See,
or
the
something.
movie was an old thing. Like the movie was like from the 70s that they tried to pass off as being
But isn't that like where it started or something? Maybe.
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I had those weird non-movable figures for them. You know.
Yes.
Oh yeah, those things were cool though.
Yeah.
Well, no, not just the Smurfs, but the
Little
people.
vinyl ones.
The
or little
people.
PVC ones.
I would have said I want to say one of them's name was Johan, and I don't know why I think that, but
Man, first season. Oh, it aired on Halloween in 1981.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, good old 5-year-old me watching that, having his brain fucking scrambled by the Smurfs trying to murder each other.
it was a Ripley's Believe It or Not episode that fucked me up. I believe. I think it was Ripley's Believe It or Not. It was one of those like paranormally type things. Something about like somebody was seeing a Native American spirit at the foot of their bed and shit, and it just like gave me the goddamn creeps. And then my own mom scared the shit out of me. She caught me watching it and was basically like, you shouldn't watch that, you're gonna have bad dreams. And I was like, okay, and then went and what?
We know so much about Smurf snobs because we're reading it on the internet right now.
An ad popped up.
Oh, I was like, what am I looking at?
Sir Johan.
Why do I remember this shit? Why do I remember the goddamn sword whip lady from Soul Calibur?
Because she was a good character, and she had boobs.
I liked Valdo. Valdo was weird and fun to play.
He's in various episodes of The Smurfs and also the non-canonical Smurf story movie, The Smurfs and the Magic Flute, where he's called Sir John for the first half hour and then Johan for the rest of the film.
Wait, it's non-canonical. Why?
Probably because it was made earlier and it didn't have like all of the Smurfette and all that shit in it.
Mm. Man, Purple Smurfs. Yeah, what messed me up also was I want to say it was the premiere episode of the Alfred Hitchcock Presents reboot in the 80s that came on after Amazing Stories.
When the lady got raped?
No, I don't remember a lady getting raped, but I remember a lady going to prison and making a deal with the gravedigger.
Oh, yeah.
That he was going to go get her and dig her up.
Yeah.
And, like, she broke his glasses in order to... Like, and she was like super rich, and she's like, "I'll get you your glasses when you get out.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is, smuggle me out this way, and then you can probably predict where that goes." But yeah, like, 9-year-old me was like, "Fuck,
yeah,
fuck."
Yeah. No, like one of the earliest Alfred Hitchcock Presents was this wife is raped, and then when they're leaving the hospital, she points out a guy on the street to her husband, is like, "There he is. That's the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Get him." And the husband goes and murders him and gets back in the car and they drive away. And then she says, "There he is. That's him. Get him." And then she just keeps saying it every dude she sees. And he's like, "Oh my God, I have killed a man." And that's where it ends. So, but yeah, all those things were fucked up.
Oh yeah. I mean,
it's the same as like the Tales from the Crypt ones where there was always like some twist that was like, that's fucked up.
But Tales from the Crypt was like, that's like HBO, and that's like
it was more jokey.
It was jokey.
Well, it's jokey, but I'm saying like there's shit like in like Amazing Stories and the like the 80s Twilight Zone and stuff that like it's like fucked up, and that's like geared towards like, hey kids, come watch the fucking shit.
Amazing Stories definitely was.
Oh yeah,
and that show had some things.
Yeah, like the thing in the well that ate the dad or whatever, like that fucked me up. Like, guy's an asshole and deserves it. I'm not saying it's just like, it's this fucking thing that you never see and just writes notes. It's like, that's creepy as shit.
Yeah.
Like your child brain is just like, good God, what is in that well?
Well, I mean, the thing that Mackie and I talk about, the notion of that the Ghost Train episode where the old man is like, "Ghost Train's coming, gonna take me to heaven or something," and this ghost train just murders this family's house.
Yeah.
And takes the grandpa away, and then they're just standing there like, "Bye, our house is fucking destroyed. We can't claim it on insurance." Fucking ghost train.
Well, and the thing is too, like, that episode just like has no momentum.
Yeah,
I remember watching, like, I was gonna rewatch Amazing Stories. God,
this was
Joe
like Dante one.
No, that one was Steven Spielberg actually.
Yeah, Ghost Train was.
Yeah, but that was like God, this was like 10 years.
Oh, Joe Dante
ago.
did the. No, I'm thinking of the Twilight Zone movie. The girl where it was like everyone was like,
yeah, that's
like
the Twilight
Zone. Yeah, where it's like everyone's like being really nice because she
Yes.
has the powers, the telekinetic powers or whatever. Yeah, I always confuse that.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, but I was gonna watch Amazing Stories like 10 years ago, back when I had time to do that at work because I didn't do anything.
Yeah,
where did you find it?
It was on Netflix back then.
Okay.
Yeah. But back when, remember when Netflix had shows that weren't Netflix garbage?
Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, and I got through that episode, and I was like, I don't think I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
I think I made it. I made it through that one, and then there's like the one where the dude turns magnetic.
Yes.
And the only other girl that turns magnetic is like the girl he can't stand, something like that. And then there was the Gregory Hines one. I think is the third episode.
The Amazing Farnsworth, where he's like a magician.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got through those, and I was like, this show's not working for me anymore. Like sometimes it's best not to go back. I probably should have jumped to the Kiefer Sutherland one with the plane.
Kiefer Sutherland. I thought it was Kevin Costner. Isn't Kevin Costner?
They're both in it.
Oh, they're both in it.
Yeah. The cast of that is fucking insane.
Okay.
And that is 98% one of the best things I've ever seen on television, and then fucking cartoon wheels. I swear to God. It's like, my God, this is the most amazing thing on television ever. How is he going to get out of this? Oh, sure, cartoon wheels. That makes sense. God damn it, Spielberg. Son of a bitch.
Was that a Spielberg episode
Yes.
too?
I love the cartoon wheels.
Ugh.
Am I wrong for that?
I mean, that was clearly a test run for Roger Rabbit.
I guess.
Well, I mean, not the the tech necessarily. I mean, that's not what I'm basing it on. Just the imaginationness of it.
Yeah,
I understand the audience for that.
The
just
tweeness, if you will.
just how am I going to get out of this? They're going to murder him so that he doesn't get dragged to death when they land the plane.
I mean, I don't know.
He's like, I don't know.
I honestly think like that's a big part of what we're missing is like in the world in general. Is I don't think we have enough like whimsy. Yeah, I don't think we have enough like pure whimsy. Everything's got to be fucking cynical now.
Sure.
Like there's no whimsy in the world. Like hardly any. Like even like Marvel movies can't keep their whimsy anymore.
Well, even like on Twitter, or Facebook, or wherever, when someone says, "Hey, this nice thing happened," it was like that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Fuck you, that didn't happen.
Well, that's just people going. Obviously, that didn't happen. No, there is no whimsy anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm just because I mean, obviously the reality is that dude is scraped and and is now Jackson Pollock on a runway somewhere. But lots of fucking people died in the war. Like let's have a fucking miracle to save this one guy. I'm okay with that.
It was just
hey, a whole squad died just so Private Ryan could get home.
Sure,
that's right.
Yeah.
And morph instantly into an old man.
I hope he made it worth it.
I mean, Vin Diesel got shot. God damn.
That's all right.
He did, yeah.
Oh well.
Barry Pepper got blown up in a clock tower.
Barry Pepper.
Yeah, he sniped a few guys before that happened, though.
Yeah, Barry Pepper. That was my favorite part of the movie.
Barry Pepper dying.
Barry Pepper got better. He's better now.
He's good and he's fine in Crawl. I will give you
yes,
that.
He is
That's
good in
about
Crawl.
it. Oh, I mean, like...
He did a couple other movies around that time where he's that same kind of just...
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you know what? He doesn't make me want to hate him. I think he shows up in those Maze Runner movies eventually somewhere, too. So. I'm not saying that's like that. That's a good standard. I'm just saying,
watch
like...
the Maze Runner movies.
Barry Pepper Maze Runner.
I like those. I like that.
I know.
We call it corn.
Hey.
I've tried to sell you on those.
I know. I know. I still haven't watched Spider-Man.
Okay, well, priorities, sure, yes. I mean, I'm just saying, like, Maze
no,
Runner
I
is way down.
And apparently Batman's on HBO next week.
Next Monday.
Is it, did you find out, is it paid, or is it just like, we got a subscription, we get it?
It's HBO Max.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, by the way, before you attempt any Maze Runners, Love and Monsters first. Watch that first, because it's one movie. I'm just saying, Love and Monsters is fucking great, and I want everybody to watch it. Like,
Yeah.
Talking about something where it's like, it's not pure whimsy, but it's got some. It's at least got hope. I'm saying, like, I need movies with some hope. Sure. That's all I need. Like, not just where it's just like everyone's like, hey, fucking everything sucks, and you're the reason everything sucks. And this sucks.
That's why I liked the Matchbox of Unusual Events, or whatever the...
What?
Whatever that...
The Time Loop
movie. It's the system of unexplainable...
Oh,
map
the
of
map
tiny
of-
perfect
That's
things.
it.
Wow, I was not what I thought you were talking about. at all.
My brain is fucking mashed potatoes at this
Mhm.
point. But that movie had goodness, and that's why a lot of people hated it. They're like, sweetness, bleh.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well.
no, I needed that. Thank you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There is an earnestness to this Dylan O'Brien kid that I'm not saying it's like it's all he's ever going to do, but like he has a persona on screen for me that is just like, all right, you seem good, I will follow you. Now next week he's probably going to have raped 15 dogs and tore their teeth out or something. I don't know.
Is he a monk?
I don't know. I'm not saying he's done. Clearly he hasn't done these things. Just every time I'm like, hey, that person's great, they're pretty good. I enjoy watching their work. It's like, guess what? They're fucking shitty.
Sadly.
Anyway.
Were you still recording?
Yeah.
We should save this.
Okay.
Okay.
Just throw out some bonus stuff for
Sure.
people.
Well, we had good stuff at the beginning, too.
We did.
I'll put something together.
Hey, sweet.
A bonus BS, if you will.
Hey, that should go on Patreon.
Okay.
Remember we used to do those on Patreon?
Yeah, we used to record ourselves eating in Hardee's.
Well, we tried to have conversations, but it's
The
tough.
conversations were good. It was just hard to record.
Yeah, it was just the table mic, and the ones in the car. All we got were like the sound of the transmission.
Well, it was a Versa. There's no sound dampening on any material. in it.
Oh, did I tell you?
Just
I
a
na-
rubber band.
Did I tell you I now have 2 cars pre-ordered?
I heard that.
Yeah, eventually I'll have one.
So
So
for yourself,
you
or
just have like a
one
backup
for
car?
What?
So is one like a backup in case the other one doesn't show
Yeah.
up?
Yeah, and I basically have to go. Hey, give me my money back to one of them. The new one is a Honda, and they're very clear on it. I'm like, listen, I have one on pre-order. You know that as soon as I pay you for this one, that they'll be like, it showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Come get it.
Mhm.
And then I need to be sure I can get my $500 back.
And I'm sure they were like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no problem.
I have it in writing at
Oh,
least.
okay. Well,
So there's that
you do have
that it's refundable. But yeah, the other one, Black Friday, bought my car.
Wow.
That was 20 weeks ago.
It was.
Still no car.
No car.
Yup.
Yeah, my wife's lease was up, and the only option she had was to
To buy it.
finance the car
Yeah.
because there were no other cars.
Yeah, we got really weird lucky in that Jen was able to buy hers. December of 2019 was when we had to pay hers off.
So wait,
'Cause she
are
came
there
off a
literally not
lease.
like any cars on lots right now?
There are, but like if you want a hybrid,
Mhm.
forget it. It's all chip. It's all chip based at this point. Is the bottleneck.
Yeah.
But if you want a gas vehicle, they're easier to get a hold of.
Not easy though.
Yeah, but
you still probably have
thing
to.
is, there are no deals. Like it's like, what's the sticker price?
Yeah.
You're paying that. Some dealerships like, yeah, they're one of the Hyundai dealerships was like, yeah, just there's a $5,000 markup fee. And I was like, because of the shortage. And he's like, yep, we're upfront about it. It's going to be an extra $5,000 on sticker. And I was like, thank you for your time, sir.
Yeah.
Have a nice day. Because the other ones aren't doing that, thank God. But
I'll let you know of.
We'll have to just
No,
say,
they-
"Hun, bye."
yeah, everything's listed out. I know exactly. Like they do the whole bullshit. Like, well, we tinted your windows and we put pinstriping on. You know, and
Oh,
they're
the
like, that's only
undercoat.
$2,000.
Oh, you got to get the true
Yeah,
coat.
true coat.
Yeah. Yes, the true code. Yeah. So they all
I need
throw
that.
that on. I the Honda one, it was like a $7.99 processing fee,
Mhm.
and I was like, that's not as bad as $5,000.
No.
So
The math checks out.
yeah, unfortunately.
Yep.
Now it's just a matter of how much they'll give me for my trade-in, which
Oh, nothing. Your car is worthless. Even though they will turn it around and sell it for $15,000.
Yeah, they don't.
Worthless to you.
Oh
Hey.
no, we will actually lose money taking this.
Yeah.
you know what? Even if they give me $3,000, I'll take it.
I guess I lucked into mine too. It was right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Where I was
But
just
you
like,
also own yours outright, so I mean, you'll probably get some money, right? You don't own any money on your car, right?
Oh God, no.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Okay,
I bought
so-
that in 2013.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So you will probably
No,
get
2012.
I think we're
I'm
both
going on 10
coming. We're
years.
both probably coming from. We still owed some money on the
Okay.
car, so you kind of
Yeah.
get fucked that way. Because then they're just like, oh well, no, you got to pay this off. We can't.
No,
pay
I
that."
ride my shit into the ground.
Sure.
And the thing is, it should have been gone like 7,000 miles ago.
Yeah.
Because my commute is not short every day, and then coming down here, not not short either from where I'm coming from. So,
Yeah.
but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's still running for now.
Actually, it's pretty quick to get from here to your house. I mean, as long as there's not traffic. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
on
like from
295.
my work,
Oh,
it's
okay.
not. It's still a good.
I don't know where your work is.
It's still about 20. Well, I work up by the airport.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's not.
That's why I'm like, hey, I'm leaving now. I'll see you in an hour.
Right.
Yeah, okay, I didn't realize. So you're like somewhere like Dunn Avenue or somewhere up there.
Further north.
North.
It ain't close.
I don't know why we're talking about roads on the internet like they know. Well, I mean, you can look up roads in Jacksonville.
Yeah, if you really want to, but either way, hopefully I'll have a new car soon.
I hope so too.
I might
hope both
have
come
the
in at the
same
same
vehicle
day.
Harlow has,
Wow.
just a newer model with. Is yours a hybrid or is yours gas?
Did they? I don't know. Did they make hybrids?
There's a
I don't know if they made one when I got mine.
there's
Yeah.
a CRV hybrid, but it's got a weird. It's not CRV.
It is.
It's not.
That's what I'm getting.
It's not CR.
No, it's CRV.
Okay.
Sure.
There's the HRV.
That's it.
But that's a much smaller. It's closer to the size of your vehicle.
Okay.
And then isn't there like I feel like there's some I feel like Toyota has one that's almost a CRV name now too.
They do.
It's something
They've
stupid.
got some letter thing.
And it's like similar kind of micro.
It's funny. Jen knows like all of the letter designations. Like, oh, well, are you getting an EXL model, or are you going for a touring? I'm like, I don't know. The one that has the moonroof.
I used to know Nissans. Like I knew the SEL was the top of the line, but because it was like Select or whatever. But
I can't tell you how many times I've been at work trying to figure out something about my car, and I've had to walk out to my car to look at whatever the SR, SL, SX designation is on the car, because I'm like, I think it's this, but I'm not sure.
I'm trying to remember what I got. I think I got one step down from the top. I don't think I got. I don't call it premium or something.
The touring is
Touring.
the top.
Yeah, I didn't
CRV.
get the touring.
There's the SEL.
I think that's what
is the next level down.
That's what I got.
Then I think just the SE is the.
Because I think L adds the leather, which I have leather seating. I think that's the difference.
There's other stuff, but yeah.
True coat.
Well, I just mean sometimes some of these things break down to like very basic, like that's where you add the leather seats and you go up this back,
Well, yeah, and a lot of them, it's basically like if you're doing the two hybrids, there's like almost no difference between the touring and the SEL model.
I bet you the E used to be electric for like electric windows. I almost guarantee you, like the S was probably like, oh nope, roll it down. The SE gets your button. I mean,
like you're done. Nobody cares.
Did we shut it down?
But now you're back.
No,
it's all glitchy on my end.
It just hiccuped.
Okay. Hey, there you're waving. We're back. Oh well.
Yeah.
It's probably still
That's
recording.
weird. It didn't even register as drop frames. It actually registered as like a drop connection.
Huh.
So I don't know.
Who knows?
Cool. It's all bonus BS anyway.
My computer's about to die anyway, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's get out of here,
I'll
shall
plug
we?
it in at work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right, I'm Harbco.
I'm
Start
Facky.
doing. What the hell?
What? What the hell?
What? What'd you say? Hacky?
Yeah.
Like, is that like computers or coughing?
Yes.
All right.
It's actually sax.
Oh. Like Fifth Avenue?
Yes.
Man, now I'm gonna have to find this Purple Smurf episode.
Purple Smurf.
Ganap,
I'm sure it's on Peacock.
ganap, ganap.
Is it? I feel like the Smurfs were owned by CBS for some reason. But I don't know. I could be
Well, they were on NBC,
Are they? Okay. I don't
but
know.
that doesn't mean shit.
No.
But you're right. They're probably on the Paramount. app.
I honestly don't know. Like, I mean, because sometimes it doesn't make sense. Like,
No, nothing
Chuck is
matters.
on HBO Max,
Yeah.
and yet there's Peacock exists. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Shut it down.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Not this Chuck. Chuck the TV show.
Right.
The one with
He's
Zachary,
He's not watching
Zachary
me.
Levi.
No one will watch me. Don't watch me.